Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Unfiltered Sports Podcast. Did I fuck that up? I meant Unfiltered Sports Podcast.
It'll be that week. It's going to be that week.
Welcome. If you're new here, even if you aren't and you haven't, hit that like and subscribe button, smash that bell notification. That way you're notified every time we go live, every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern. All right, let's kick it off. Dominic, my friend, how are you?
Well, I have my voice. It's 90 to 95% back. There's still a little remnants here. Got to take care of it as the broadcaster I am, but it's glad, I'm glad to be back. The last 2 weeks just killed me that I wasn't on with you guys. Interacted as much as I could. And like I was telling Todd and Matt before, I was sick for 2 weeks. The Niners lost both those weeks. I get healthy. Oh, look, they win. It's like I'm on the team and I need to get healthy in order to win games. Look at that.
Yeah. Here we go.
Brother Matt, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm still a little iffy about my Cowboys. But, we got to win. But still a little iffy. Other than that, I'm excited. I love this podcast, man. I'm really excited. I can't wait to hear from Todd. But I really can't wait to hear from you, Randy. I'm looking forward to what you got to say about your Jets.
I don't got much to say. Todd, brother, over to you. How are you doing?
Well, good evening, fellas. It's week 4. I'm doing fine. I'm glad that Dominic's back. All 4 fearsome foursome are together. Yes. So I'm proud of that. As we get started, we've got a lot of football to talk about this week. We're going to get you in through all the recaps of the games, give our quick synopsis on those, and then we're going to give you our real quick 20-second picks moving forward. Randy, though, before we get started, who was last week's winner?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Sir Todd.
Do you happen to know?
I do know. Hold on. It is me, motherfuckers. Finally back. You're dethroning of Dominic Lorenz, even though he is still in first place. Let me bring up the stats here, fellas. All right. So I went. Oh, I'm gonna get real disrespectful here, buddies. I'm just kidding. No. So I go 10-6. I win with tiebreaker. I thank the Tennessee Titans and company for scoring that final touchdown. That prevails me.
Tony Pollard, you bastard.
How about it? Hey. How about fucking Tony Pollard? Todd and Matt actually finished third place tied, going 9-7. Although I believe Matt technically takes third place based on points. And then, of course, Sir Dominic finished second. Of course, like I said, tiebreaker. He went 10-6. He continues the season going 41-23. Matt improves to 35-29. Todd to 33-31. I'm coming up the rear at 29-35. But Todd, I'm gaining on you, and I'm eyeballing the shit out of Matt. How you doing?
I'm not liking how you're coming in from the rear. That's not good.
Feel that?
No, I don't. I don't want to either. But
just give me a cigar and I'll watch all this unfold as I sit up at first place. Like,
Todd, your mic went
come on now.
Todd, your mic
we
went
lose
out.
Todd? I think we lost Todd.
Oh, yeah. Todd's out.
I mean the host.
The host left.
How does Kramer say it?
Look,
no, I'm but
I heard staticking coming on, and the next thing you know,
this is what happens.
I don't know what to talk about. Todd's the host here, so hey, hell of a week 4. We'll wait for Todd.
This is what happens.
There it is.
This is what happens when Randy comes up the rear.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, so the rear thing threw me off. Okay. So never mind. Let's just move forward. I have to save that Pollard thing. Remind me for the Tennessee game. I was going to touch on that, but let's get into it, boys, shall we? And we started out on Thursday with how about them Cowboys? Yeah. They took on the Giants. The Gigantes in New York, thankfully not wearing those ugly ass uniforms. The Giants go down 20-15. Let's start it out with, I think I'm going to go with Maddie on this one since this is his home team right here. Impressed or not impressed?
Not impressed. I felt like Jim Moore. Not impressed at all, dude. Like, come on, man. You got a Giants team that you've been dominating for the past, 4 seasons? And I think they said that Dak Prescott won like the last 13 games against them or something like that. And they only won 20-15. Come on. And it was, look, they only gave up field goals. I think they gave up, 5 field goals? Mm-hmm. Which is not bad. I mean, that kicker, if you had him on fantasy, you pretty much won. But Dallas should have dominated. If I saw them come out and win like 38-10 or something like that, okay, now I'm impressed. Even though it's against an inferior team, at least you do what you're supposed to do against an inferior team. They kept it competitive until the fourth quarter, and it really. And then we got injured. Micah Parsons got hurt. Marcus Lawrence got hurt. You know what I'm saying? And then they might be gone for a couple of games. Who knows? But to win like that and still lose some key players at the same time wasn't an impressive win. We slowed the run down, but the Giants don't really have a run game. Neighbors killed us until he got a concussion. Sucks to see that happen. I hope he gets better. But overall, wasn't really impressed. We got the win, though, so I'm happy.
Randy.
Yeah, I'm right there with him, man. You know, not impressed. I expected Dallas to be a little more dominant. I mean, this is the fucking Giants, man. They're right down there with like the Carolina Panthers, you know what I mean? Ooh. So, like, I think if the Dallas played the Panthers, like, it probably ended a tie. But yeah, I don't know. I can't take the Cowboys serious. I don't know how they're so fucking bad when they got a guy like don't get me wrong, like, I like Dak Prescott. I think he's a good quarterback. You know, they got what's Lamb is the receiver.
CeeDee Lamb. Yeah.
I mean, I just don't get it. Like, they should be putting up way more points than fucking 20 and against the fucking Giants, man. So yeah, I mean, that's just unimpressed, very unimpressed. I think Washington just might win that fucking division.
Hey, I can't.
Dom, do you disagree or agree?
No, I agree. I'm actually on the bandwagon of, I think this may be now the Commanders division. I know we're only 4 games in, and there's
only 4 games, Dom.
Yeah, no, they're only 4 games, but we talked about it from the beginning. You're not going to know what these teams really have until week 5 or 6. You know, everybody's getting the flow, injuries, that happens. I think you're in a situation now where the Cowboys, they have no run game, in my opinion. Ezekiel Elliott is not what he was. Rico Dowdle, I don't think anything special. This is a clearly Dak Prescott passing the ball 50 times a game type team. And as 100%. Long as you double covered CeeDee Lamb, none of their other receivers threaten me whatsoever. Jake Ferguson at tight end is a nice commodity piece. Nothing against Ferguson. But after that, nothing. From what I read today, Lawrence is going to go to the IR. I don't know if that's confirmed to the Dallas sources, but I believe he's going to the IR. I'd have to confirm source, but I believe Lawrence to the IR out until week 8 when they play Seattle. And then Micah Parsons, I think it's still day-to-day. They're not sure yet what his high ankle. But again, if it's a high ankle sprain, that's at least the 2 to 6 week realm, regardless of how damaging it is. So that's going to put Dallas in a very tough spot overall. And again, I know I wasn't on last week, but for Jerry Jones to say they couldn't afford Derrick Henry after the week he just had and what he's done this year with Baltimore, that's looking like a big problem right there. If you had money for CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, but you couldn't shave off a little bit for Derrick Henry, Dallas is not a threat.
Jerry Jones. Stop to cut you off. I like what you brought up, Dom. And you know what? If he would have signed them early, they would have freed up $20 million in cap space. So I don't want to hear that about we couldn't afford it. Go ahead.
Well, there's only one person to blame. I mean, Jerry Jones has to go to the GM and say, wait a minute. Oh, wait. I can't.
Yeah.
So moving
Hey, nobody can do that job.
It
better
is.
than
Now, I
Jerry
will
Jones.
say before we move on, I just want to confirm Lawrence is going to the IR. He did avoid surgery, though. No surgery, 4 weeks on the IR, could come back as early as week 8 against Seattle. So there you go.
You're going to need him against our offense. But anyway, Falcons, Saints, Saints, Falcons.
Before we move on, I totally fucked up. I'm sorry, guys. Because I guess I was flustered from the computer. Mateo played along with us this week in the Pick'ems.
Okay.
And I forgot to shout him out. So it's my fault, Mateo. I love you, brother. Happy birthday, by the way, my man.
Oh,
Come
happy
on, guys.
birthday.
Happy birthday,
That's right,
Mateo.
that's
Let's go. Come on. God.
Let's go.
There you go.
No, but Mateo, poor guy forgot to give me his pick between the Dallas and the Giants. So I gave him a no pick rather than a loss because, I ain't going to do that. But he would have went 10-6 with Dominic and myself. We would have tied with us. So, but he ends up going 10-5. So good job, Mateo. And again, happy birthday, brother.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right.
Nice.
So let's officially move on to Saints, Falcons, Saints. These two teams have been playing a long time. This is if you ever want to see an interesting video real quick, look up on YouTube Saints Falcons rivalry. It's actually pretty interesting. They played some meaningful games without anyone really noticing. But this game went back and forth and went down the stretch to where the Falcons needed a 58-yard Young Wei Koo field goal with time expiring to beat the Saints. These two teams are going to be battling out for the division. Agree or disagree?
I feel it's Tampa Bay's division.
Ooh.
I think they're battling for a wild card positioning. Neither team, not just in this game, but this year, have overly impressed me. Yeah, the Saints had good first 2 weeks where they were dominant, and then they've kind of tipped off. Atlanta kind of been helter-skelter, nothing special. Kirk Cousins isn't doing what everybody thought he was and take them to an undefeated season like he was going to be the magician that changes life in Atlanta. I think what you saw is what they're going to be. They're going to be competitive teams to the end, and then it's going to swing one way or the other depending on who they're playing. So I think it was a nice rivalry game. I think good quality matchup. I just still think they are battling to be second place behind Tampa Bay.
Randy?
No, I mean, I think I had one. I can't even remember in the prediction, but I think I had one of these teams winning the division. I think I had the Falcons maybe, but no, I mean, it's just, another, like you said, just another one of those classic Saints Falcons rivalry games. They're always really close. They usually come down to a field goal or like maybe a defensive score or something like that. But no, they're always entertaining. They're always fun. They're real, classic style football games, I mean, there's usually a little give them the business here and there. So it's kind of like the Jets Patriots, Jets Dolphins a little bit, back in the day, maybe even the Jets Raiders from like the 60s and shit. I mean, that rivalry goes way back. So, but that was an entertaining game, and kudos to the Falcons for pulling it out. That was a hell of a fucking kick, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I actually picked the Falcons to win that division in the beginning with the predictions, and I don't know if Kirk Cousins not come back, but if he turns into the Kirk Cousins he was a few years ago, which was a pretty solid quarterback. I'm like this: Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, pretty much the same players, just different skin. So if he played like he has, I feel like the Falcons have enough to compete with the Bucs. As of right now, I think Dom's right. It seems like the Bucs might win this division based on how the way they've been playing, especially what they did to the Eagles, destroyed them. But that was a good game. A rivalry game, always division games usually turned out to be good. So, they lived up to that expectation. I actually picked the Saints to win that game, but I was wrong. So, that was one of my losses. Forget you, Dom. But, yeah, it was a really good game. Sung-No Ko kicked a 58-yard field goal. I think that's his name, right? 58-yard field goal to seal it. Hey, kudos to the Falcons.
Absolutely. Well, the next 4 games are going to be just as tight, all one-score games. So the first 5 games were pretty one-scored, and we're going to get into these. We're going to travel now to Chicago, where the Bears Hosted the LA Geniuses. The LA Geniuses came in with much camera time devoted to Mr. McVay, and the Rams gave you field goals for 3 quarters. My question to you guys is, as the Bears held on to a 24-18 victory over those McVays, Caleb Williams, to win, does he need to throw for only 175 yards but rush for – he was their leading rusher with 94 yards. Is that a recipe for disaster or a recipe for victory?
I'm going to start this off. I mean, nowadays, you got to have a mobile quarterback. Pocket quarterbacks of the past, it seemed like it's not that anymore. You got to have some kind of mobility because the defensive ends are faster. The linebackers are faster. They can get out on the edge. So you got to have some kind of mobility. The pocket quarterback era is over. So I personally feel like you have to have some kind of mobility. Do you have to run RPOs all the time? Not necessarily, but at least able to get out of the pocket, pick up 5 yards. If you need to get a 10-yard rushing touchdown, first down, hey, at least you have that mobility. So I believe in this day and age, having a mobile quarterback is essential. Now, do I think Caleb Williams will continue to win games like that? I don't think so because, again, you still need to be able to throw. And throwing only for 100 and some yards ain't going to cut it. I did pick the Rams to win. I was wrong. I thought Sean McVay would cook up an easy strategy to beat the Bears because he beat the Niners last week? So, with the deflated team. So I thought maybe, hey, the Bears should be an easy cakewalk. But kudos to the Bears. Defense stuck it up, did their thing. And, they got the victory. So I got to give them credit.
I mean, go ahead, Dom.
No, I think it's just you can run the ball as much as you want. To me, running game is all dependent upon O-line work. And Chicago does have a decent O-line.
They do.
But DeAndre Swift, 16 carries, 93 yards. Roschon Johnson, 7 for 26, and Caleb Williams just 5 for 12. Yeah, 2 of their touchdowns came from their running game. But he was efficient passing, 17 of 23. But the QBR was at 39.1. 39.1 for a 17 for 23 day with a touchdown and no turnovers. That tells you how bad Caleb Williams is performing at this point. And you got, we all talked about DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, the rookie Odunze, and they have Cole Kmet. You have 4 legitimate receivers and you're only throwing for 157. Something's wrong. I don't know if it's, I think it still comes down to how Chicago develops quarterbacks. And that's Justin Fields, Caleb Williams. Name any other quarterback that's played in Chicago before Caleb Williams. I think even though you have the number 1 pick in the draft and you need to put them in quickly, you're valuing wins over development for the future. And instead of winning for 8 consecutive years from 2026 on, they're worried about winning this year. That is not how you're going to keep a number 1 quarterback. Hence, let's take a look down in Jacksonville, what's happening to Trevor Lawrence. They put it all in win now, and now they're hamstrung for the future. So, yeah, great win for the Bears. It helps my 49ers after a bad performance against the Rams, and it makes us look even stupider. But that's a game of football. You win some, you lose some. But, hey, Bears are 2-2. They're staying competitive in their division.
Randy, do you agree with that? Do you need your quarterback taking hits, though?
I mean, yeah, I kind of agree with everything these guys said. I mean, but you do need a mobile quarterback in today's NFL. But I'm still of that. In the NFL, you still got to be able to play from the pocket. I mean, that's what a fucking professional quarterback does. And if you don't ever fucking learn to do that efficiently, you're never. I mean, like Dominic said, he went 17 for 23, but had a 39 quarterback rating.
Yeah, that's bad.
What a joke!
That's
6 yards per pass, Randy.
Say that again.
6 yards per pass, Randy.
Shit,
So.
I could probably do that.
Come on, that's only 18.
Just give me a running back on a quick pass. Bam! Get some
either way,
but
I will say,
like I said, you got to be able to pass here in the NFL. I think Aaron Rodgers has said that plenty of times on Pat McAfee. That's kind of where I get it from. But I just don't have any faith in that kid, man. And I don't wish him any ill will. I know we shit on him, but like, come on, who paints his fingernails? But no, like I said, I just don't think he has the mentality to be a professional quarterback, and I don't think he'll ever be able to. I mean, unless you put like a Dallas 90s style offensive line in front of him, like I don't think he'll ever do well. Trying to learn from the pocket.
If the Bears came to Seattle and I was to go up there, I'd troll him with a big bottle of nail polish remover.
You know what, Todd? You're being very disrespectful.
So anyway, I'd be his worst nightmare. Vikings went to the Packers, and this was a game where Jordan Love came off the bench, and all signs were pointing to, well, the Vikings are going to be put back in their place. Darnold's going to look like a regular backup quarterback, and the Packers are going to run wild at home and reestablish themselves back in first place. Didn't go to script. The Vikings got out to a 28-0 lead and held on 31-29. Were you guys impressed by the Vikings, or were you guys expecting this from the Vikings? We'll start with Randy.
All right. I mean, I'm going to give the Vikings their due on offense. I'm still not ready to crown Sam Darnold. I mean, I'll give him his props, but I said it, and I'll continue to fucking say it, man. You take Justin Jefferson out of that picture, I guarantee you the Vikings will start running that fucking ball a lot more. And don't think I'm fucking wrong, because I guarantee you they will. Because you're really going to put the game in Sam Darnold's hand at that point. He's got to get. I'm sorry, he's got to get out of fucking jail-free car with Justin Jefferson. You just toss it up, and it's like, he's probably going to snag it and take it to the fucking house. But I'll tell you one thing, that fucking defense blowing that 28-something lead, it just ain't going to cut it. Looking forward to playing you.
No, I think, were they impressive through the first half? Sure, 28-0 lead. Green Bay, after getting a touchdown, misses a field goal that ends up being a difference maker in this game.
Yeah.
I think after Jordan Love sitting a couple of weeks due to the injury, you knew there was going to be a little rust, but that went away fast. I think the Vikings are still a good team. Okay. Justin Jefferson makes all the difference. Look at Kirk Cousins, first year without him, and he's a little shaky in Atlanta. Drake London is not Justin Jefferson. So, there's going to be bumps in the roads. I did look, however, at the Vikings' schedule. They have an easy path forward to potentially win this division. Not in particular order. Outside of the Jets coming up this week, they still have to play the Lions twice. The Lions are a very good team. They still got to play the Packers one more time. But after that, they got teams like the Rams, the Colts, Jacksonville, Tennessee, the Bears, the Cardinals, the Falcons, and the Seahawks. Now, to end the year, Seahawks, Packers, and Lions end their schedule. So you have 3 games at the end of the season. That game in Seattle is in Seattle, by the way. So, there's a chunk of time that they're playing teams that barely have one game right now in the middle half of the season. So I could see them easily being 4-0 right now. I could see them getting to 12 wins. Because of the way the schedule has aligned up for them. And if they continue doing this now, if they get a little hungover and this defense now starts to play crappy and blows leads, okay, someone's got to catch him. But it would be great if the Jets and the Lions back-to-back weeks take care of business against Minnesota. That brings them back down to earth and really levels the playing field, especially in the NFC North.
Matt.
Michael Irvin always said this: you play the team that's in front of you. You do make a good point, Dom. That is a pretty light schedule based on the play of the teams that you mentioned. That's pretty light. I can see them, going 10 and, winning that, like I said, going 12-0 in that with that schedule, possibly. But I got to admit, they have been playing pretty good football. If the defense didn't give up that 29-0, was it, they were up 29?
Yeah, 29.
Yeah. If they kept that lead or kept it a little, let's say 29-3, man, you got to give them credit. I mean, it does look bad that they blew a lead like that. They still won, but the defense got to execute and keep that lead. But, they probably got lax. They probably felt like, well, we're dominating. We can't lose this game. The offense might continue it in the second half. But I got to admit, Sam Darnold is playing really good football. And, yes, he does have a golden retriever, as in Justin Jefferson. So I'll give him that. But Addison is also pretty good as well. You gotta give him credit. What's he called? Aaron Jones on the running game has been running pretty good. Gotta give him credit as well. And Randy, stop hating on Sam Darnold because he used to play it. You give that man some credit, Randy. God dang it.
I will say this: if the real Sam Darnold stays playing, if this is the real Sam Darnold, then the Vikings have a good chance this year. If he regresses, though, they're in big duty.
If this is the real Sam Darnold,
hold on.
The Jets are smacking all Jets fans are smacking themselves, right, Randy?
I do want to say a couple things before we move on from this. First, the Minnesota Vikings right now remind me of last year's Detroit Lions. I mean, they got a hot fire offense, but they got a defense that's just going to keep giving up fucking points. It's going to cost them games. They probably have no business losing. You watch. They ain't going to win 12 games. They ain't going to win 12 games.
Green Bay, Green Bay, pardon me. Green Bay has a very good offensive line. When the Vikings play teams that have good offensive lines, compare them to when they play against teams with not so great offensive lines, because that defensive pressure from Minnesota dominates. But when you have a good O-line against their D-line, they kind of drift away a little bit.
Well, we'll see what happens moving forward. It's definitely going to be interesting. We're going to keep an eye on the Vikings moving forward, I have a feeling. So it moves us on to a game where I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to give you my 2 cents right off the bat. I believe if Richardson doesn't get hurt, the Steelers are 4-0. Veteran quarterback. I didn't even know he was on a team until I saw Richardson go down. Joe Flacco held it down and helped the Colts win 27-24 to dethrone the Steelers to their first loss. They improved to 2-2, but don't you worry. Richardson will be back fumbling and taking hard, unnecessary hits next week for your Colts. Colts win 27-24. Do you guys agree that it was good that Flacco came in, or do you think I'm wrong and Richardson could have won this game outright? Overfields.
I mean, I honestly didn't watch this game. I was still doing my post-game show, and somebody had told me that somebody mentioned Flacco, and I thought they were bullshitting, being about the Jets and whatnot, because Aaron had got kind of banged up in that fucking Denver game. And then all of a sudden, and they're like, no, Richardson got hurt, and Flacco came in. I'm like, wait, fucking Flacco's still playing? I didn't even know he was in the fucking league, man. And I'm thinking, well, I only know one quarterback named Richardson, and that's in Indianapolis. And I'm like, no shit, Flacco's still here. So I just want to say that blew my fucking mind. I didn't even know that.
I think Joe Flacco could take the Colts to the playoffs like he did with the Browns.
Yep.
Because 16 for 26 passing for 168 yards. I think he's just a savvy veteran that can find a way to get it done. Yes, is he a mobile threat? Not even in the slightest. Not even when he was in his prime. But he protects the ball. He's not going to take bad hits, and he can throw the short and deep ball. And I think with somebody like Michael Pittman, who's a deep threat and a crossing threat in the middle of the field, that will help him. They will utilize the young receivers that they drafted well on those deep routes for the 50, 60-yard gains. I think you could find a way the Colts could compete very well with Houston, because clearly over the last 2 weeks, Houston has regressed quickly.
We'll talk about that.
And we'll talk about that. But knowing that moving forward, this division, I feel, has kind of opened itself up again to a Colts-Texans dead heat battle, because Jacksonville and Tennessee are not competitive. I'm sorry.
Matt?
Dom, you lost me with that. And Todd paying Flacco.
I can't win you every time.
Dude, he's the only quarterback older than Randy's quarterback at this point. He's going to be 41 this year.
Yeah, I know. Look, I like Flacco. I liked him when he was in Baltimore. He's a champion. He's a veteran. He's savvy. Like you said, Dom, he can't move with anything. He's a statue out there. But he can get it done. But I don't know if he can take this team to the playoff. I don't know. I don't think so. And like you said, Todd, next week Richardson's coming back. So do he get benched like Bryce Young? I doubt it.
Well, he's not that bad. It's just he can't throw a short pass to save his life.
He's always airing it out. He got an arm on him. So, and like you said, Pittman, he can run deep. I don't know, man. I honestly, I'm with Randy. When I heard Flacco was playing, I'm like, what? I thought he retired again. So it kind of surprised me. And I'm with you, Todd. If Richardson plays this game, Steelers win. So I'll give Flacco credit. He did what he's supposed to do. He, like Andy Dalton, he won that first game. Then what happened in the second game? He lost. So, if you throw Flacco in the next game, will he win? I don't know. I doubt it. But for right now, I give him credit.
Okay, interesting take. So again, another team we're going to have to keep our eye on is the Colts. And the Steelers played valiantly, but it's hard to believe that Fields is 3-1. I mean, that's a good start for him.
There's no
did pretty
way.
good.
There is absolutely no way Russell Wilson sees the field.
No, none.
It's looking like that because Fields' numbers were 22 of 34, 312, and a touchdown, and he ran for one. So I don't think Russell Wilson could do that. He's too busy worrying about his brand.
Hey, Miami, pick up the phone.
There you go. Take him. That moves us on to everyone's favorite team. That is the Jets. That is Randy's team. This one,
I can't wait.
This one did not come out the way we thought it would. Look, when I saw at halftime, Bo Nix was 7 for 17 or 7 for something, minus 7 yards. I'm like, oh, Jets got this. The Jets got it. But I saw the score was only 6-0. I'm like, oh God, the Jets don't got this. Randy, what the freak happened?
I wanted to save Randy for last.
Yeah.
Oh, he's muted. He's muted.
He said, no, I
You're
think he
muted.
said, I
You're
think
muted.
he said,
You're muted.
You're
Randy.
muted.
You're muted.
Randy. There you go.
You guys, you, maybe not so much. Man, yeah, fuck you, Dom. You're in there too. And everybody, pick your team. How can you pick your team? Pick your team. No, this is why I don't fucking pick my fucking team. I'll tell you what, though. 13 penalties for 90 yards after just playing a fucking game that you're lucky you played the Patriots, but you still committed fucking 10 penalties for 108 yards. Like, this is bullshit, dude. Like, I'm getting soured on this coaching staff because ever since they've taken over, I've tried so hard to back them up. Dom knows that. I tried so hard. But penalties piss me off more than fucking anything else there is. Even over fucking turnovers, missed tackles, blatant stupidity. I mean, that's pretty much what penalties are, but my goodness, down there backed at the fucking one, dude, and 2 of the 5 or 2 of the 4 false start is Breece Hall, and then you got I think it's John Simpson jumping off sides. You got the whole offensive line playing like shit. Guys dropping balls. I mean, good Lord, fucking Garrett Wilson, eat a goddamn cupcake fucking or something, dude. Gain some goddamn weight. I've never seen anybody, a defender not go for the tackle and instead try to swat the ball out of the hand and knock the fucking receiver to the fucking ground. That's why I wouldn't have a problem trading Garrett fucking Wilson to the fucking Raiders for Tay Adams because I'm getting sick of this.
You stop
shit,
that.
Man.
You stop that, man. You're going too far.
Fucking goddamn penalties are going to keep costing us games that are going to that we shouldn't be losing, dude. And the Denver Broncos were fucking one of them.
Okay, Randy, one question, though, because your boy went 22 of 42 or something like that, 24 for 42. He only threw for 225 yards. I'm seeing a lot of short and intermediate passes. How come they have not let him loose yet? Throw down the field, I should say.
Because they don't have no chemistry. Did any of you guys see that final fucking drive?
Nope.
Yay or nay?
Nay.
I didn't see it. I ain't gonna lie.
Aaron Rodgers isn't someone that's going to throw a fucking ball where it shouldn't be. These guys, Garrett Wilson, there's no chemistry. They're not these guys. We're throwing deep balls to the fucking to Xavier Gibson, dude. Because he doesn't trust
Alan Lazard's got a good chemistry.
Yes, him and Alan Lazard, great chemistry. He is developing beautiful chemistry with Mike Williams. Yes. Garrett Wilson is like, that's why I want Tay Adams here, dude. Could you imagine Aaron Rodgers with 3 receivers he's got pure fucking chemistry with? Like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of fucking the names on the back of the jersey. I don't give a fuck who we win with. Just fucking win, man. So if we got to trade him, trade his ass.
You would trade Wilson for Devontae Adams right now?
Fuck yeah. I want to win a Super Bowl, dude. 40 years old, 28 fucking years of doing this shit. I'm sick of this is the only fan base I know that still gives a fuck about player loyalty over what's better for the fucking team. And that's why that's why we get laughed at. That's why we fucking get laughed at.
Well, Randy, here's the thing for you. You watch Jets football all the time, and you know the scheme better than anybody else. From what I saw from the Niners-Jets game week 1, and then Thursday night football against the Patriots and the highlights from the other 2 games, to me, I don't see unique play calling on this offense. It's Correct. Very basic. Run your route, get to your spot, Rodgers will find you. Where is the creative play calling? Where is the picks? Where it's just very straight, dry, Nathaniel Hackett just throwing up on a page. We'll see what sticks. There is no uniqueness to this offense. And Aaron Rodgers, in his past and right now, is a quarterback that thrived on unique offensive plays. That's, I think, what's missing from the Jets. Now, can Devontae Adams bring that uniqueness? He's a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. Sure, of course he can. But I think at this point, Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, I don't know what happened. Don't know. They are completely and utterly abysmal, and they should be seeing half of the field that they're seeing now until they shape up.
Yeah, I agree. That fucking Hackett, man.
The defense is still good.
We said that all last year, man. It was that motherfucker, dude.
The defense is still good.
The defense is really good. I mean, they only get what 10 points?
Yeah, 10.
Yeah. So you can't blame this on the defense. I would say this. You made a good point, Randy. I think it has to do with coaching because they had 10 or 11 penalties. Half 13. Of them were 13. Was it 10 was
90
offsides?
Yards? Yep.
10 were offsides, right? 10 of them were offsides, right?
Yeah. There was a good. I think a good chunk of them were pre-snap.
Pre-snap, false start, offside. That's coaching. I'm sorry, that's coaching and discipline. And when what's your head coach? I forgot his name.
Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
Saleh.
When he said that, maybe we shouldn't be using those cadence anymore. Aaron Rodgers has been using those cadence for years, and it's always worked. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's discipline. And when Aaron Rodgers said what he said, I respect him. And I know Rodgers can be smug and very pompous. I respect what he said. It's about discipline. Straight up. That game was discipline. 10 points? Your defense give up 10 points and you only got 9? I'm good.
Yeah. Bro, listen real quick. I want to finish it with this. And this is what's been bugging me. And I haven't been saying it, but you know what? I'm gonna fucking say it now because I gripe about it during the fucking games. But what I've noticed is when Aaron's and when they're in the huddle and Aaron's calling the play, like you got guys already leaving the huddle, so there's like 5 or 6 guys left to do the break. Man, if I'm fucking Aaron Rodgers, I'm like, hey, no, motherfucker. This is why we're fucking getting pre-snap penalties because you guys aren't fucking here listening to the whole goddamn thing. Get your fucking ass in the huddle. You stay the fuck here until I yell fucking break, and then you fucking line up. I mean, did you see against New England when he was trying to get, the fucking Garrett Wilson lined up? I'm like, oh my God, that's fucking ugly.
Yep.
Yeah. Egos.
Absolutely. Speaking of egos, everyone's favorite Philadelphia coach, Nick Sirianni, has been in the news. Could he be losing the locker room? A Super Bowl coach right there. As the Eagles go to 2-2, a lot of storylines about the Eagles in this game. Barkley had a nice game, but not so much because they weren't able to use him because all of a sudden Baker Mayfield, comeback player of the year, 30 for 47, 347 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Remember, he forgot how to play last week, but he sure as hell remembered how to play this week. The Buccaneers blow out the Eagles 33-16. Thoughts on this one, Randy?
I mean, yeah, I think the entire NFC East, outside of Washington, and the Giants are just trash. But when I look at when I look at the Eagles, and I look at the Cowboys, as talented as they fucking are, when you look at the rosters, I can't believe how mediocre they play, dude. And how down to the and even when they play shittier teams, like how down to the competition they'll play. It's like, holy shit, it's like watching the Jets sometimes. So this is why, between this, Dallas, and the Giants just being utterly shit, this is why I think the Commanders are going to be your NFC East champs.
Yeah. I honestly, ever since the Niners beat the Eagles last year, the Eagles are broken. I don't know what tortured their soul. They are broken. Sirianni, I don't think he has the locker room. Nope. Jalen Hurts is not playing the way he used to. He's not running the ball. Now, yes, they have Saquon Barkley, so you could alleviate some running game of Jalen Hurts and give it to Barkley. Now, yes, did they not have Devontae Smith? Did they not have A.J. Brown? Sure. Okay, that take away any team's top two receivers, and you're going to regress a little bit in a game. But that defense for the Eagles is straight trash. That secondary is trash. There is nothing special. And like I talked about the Jets having nothing unique on offense right now, there is nothing unique on the defense of the Eagles. So at this point, like I said before, this could be the Commanders' division to win. And I think if the Giants, and this is a very hot take, if the Giants figure it out in some sense, not like win like 10 games, but figure it out within their division against the Cowboys, because they were one freaking touchdown away from potentially beating the Cowboys, right? If they find a way to get in the end zone and stop the field goals, we're in a league right now where nothing makes sense sometimes. You could have Commanders, Giants, Cowboys. Like that division could flip upside down in some weird, strange of fate.
The worst thing for the Giants would them on some 1 year fluke figuring it the fuck out, because then Mars going to want to keep Daniel Jones, since he's got that big contract or whatever.
It's like the Angels.
And maybe extend him to kind of soften the blow. No, that general manager and Dable need to fucking be able to pick their own goddamn quarterback. So if the Giants were, I'd be trying to tank.
I'm trying to get rid of Daniel.
Matt's licking his chops, man. What you got to say?
Look, as much as I hate the Eagles, as y'all know, I will say this. Dom, you do make a good point. After they lost to the Niners last year, it was just dismantled after that. But actually, that game, I don't know if you remember last year when they barely beat the Chiefs. They were losing most of the game, and they came back and won that last drive. After that game, I noticed something in that team. And ever since then, they haven't been the same. And then they lost to the Niners and then so forth. So I think Sirianni definitely lost the locker room for sure. But I will give Eagles this. They are playing without their two best receivers in Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. So that does kind of give them some kind of, I wouldn't say excuse, but you got to look into the factor of that, because who is Jalen Hurts throwing to? Yes, his play has not been the same since he took the team to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. And that's probably because teams figured him out. But when you publicly basically disrespect your coach like that on the podium, when asked the question about, are you guys going to talk about it? We'll have our moments. It's pretty much done. You got to get rid of somebody. And 9 times out of 10, the coach has got to go. The coach ain't got the team no more. That locker room is trash. And I feel like the Eagles, if they get A.J. Brown back and Devontae Smith and still start losing more games, Sirianni's done.
The Eagles do not play well from behind either. You can see when they have the lead, they're feeling good. As soon as they trail, they are defeated. So if you score early against the Eagles, you'll be just fine.
I think they're hurting without Kelsey too, because he was a quarterback
Kelsey
of that,
was a glue
that
too.
line. So
before we move on, again, if you're new here, if you're just joining us, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Also, stick around, for the end of the show after Pick'em. We will be reading comments. So I don't want you guys to think
we
you're
will.
ignored.
Yes, forget your comments.
Yeah, we shouted you out earlier, Mateo. I saw that.
We did.
Yes, sir. Good job, buddy. Happy birthday again.
Yes, sir. That moves us on to a game now where I'm going to ask you straight up, because this was supposed to be a build back better game for the Bengals, and they did not show up until the very end, where they won unimpressively, in my opinion, 34-24. Joe Burrow had a pedestrian game, but Andy Dalton, again, for the second straight week has the Carolina Panthers scoring, guys. 25 of 40, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Is that better than your former first-round pick? Did they make the right decision through the first 2 weeks of the Andy Dalton experiment, in your opinion?
I'll start it off. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're fucking scoring points. I mean, you telling me that's all the Panthers fucking need was a quarterback? Fuck out of the city, bro. No fucking way. I mean, they could use a little bit of defense. You know, I mean, they did trade a big piece of their defense away to the Giants this past offseason. But hey, maybe draft a quarterback if you can. You know, see what you can maybe get, or just. I don't know, man. I don't know. Dalton's definitely not the answer, but he's definitely a good stopgap option for right now. Maybe Bryce can learn some. I mean, it's not a horrible guy to sit behind and maybe learn some things. I mean, not to mention he looks pretty cool with that haircut and that beard now. So no, I think hey, they're fucking scoring points, you know. And the Bengals, dude, the Bengals just look mediocre as fuck.
They do.
Yeah, the offense looks good, but the defense is
You're not wrong. Like Joe Burrow's got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Like that's a nice 1-2 combination punch. Yeah, they took a gut punch when they lost Joe Mixon, and the running game is vastly different from last year. And the defense for Cincinnati, let's be real, unless it's a primetime game against Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore, that defense does not. As we look at the comments here, the defense of Cincinnati does not show up unless it's prime time. So yeah, are they pedestrian? Sure. Could they finish 7-9, 7-10? Absolutely. Joe Burrow, I don't think is fully the problem, and I stand by this, and I said it in the comments section last week. I think Zach Taylor will get fired from Cincinnati. I don't think they're not going to keep this thing holding on, and I think Doug Peterson could be there. I think you're going to have another coach in Cincinnati and change the culture, but who knows? Jamar Chase might not even be a Bengal next year. And that could change a whole different dynamic in Cincinnati as well.
Yeah.
And then you'll see how much overrated Burrow is.
I was the dumb one that picks Carolina to beat Cincinnati, and I was almost right. Like Andy Dalton is making a difference with that team. They will, if Andy Dalton stays the rest of the year, I will book it now. Carolina will win at least 5 games.
I could see that.
If he stays healthy, he's the quarterback for the entire season. I promise you that.
Yeah.
If he can stay healthy, I think he'll be the quarterback for at least a while. I mean, I would hate for him to give up on that.
38.
There is no reason to bring back Bryce Young at this point. Let him develop, like I talked about the Bears and Caleb Williams. Let this kid develop. They drafted him to think he was going to be the Messiah. 36. They thought Bryce Young was going to be the Messiah to take Carolina back to the playoffs. You cannot ask a rookie quarterback to do that on a rebuilding team that sucked the year before and magically think he can snap his fingers and this completely changes. Development is a lost art in this game. That's why, even though we've gone from pocket passers to the RPO style Lamar Jacksons of the world, why do you think those pocket passers were so successful when they were coming up? Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre. Peyton Manning sat behind some people. Tom Brady sat behind, Bledsoe, and then came about Eli Manning, Drew Brees. They all had time to sit behind somebody, even if it was for a brief amount of time. So that's the difference between the last generation that's still holding on courtesy of Flacco and Rodgers. But
that's why the Packers fucking produce good quarterbacks every time.
Yeah.
They've had 3 fucking quarterbacks in the last 40 fucking years, 30 some years, whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Development is key.
3 quarterbacks in the first half of the fucking season.
All right, Matt. I'm with Dom and Randy on this one. I think Andy Dalton definitely keeps the job. I don't see why they will go back to Bryce Young. And I'm with Dom on this one. Development is key. Sit him down under Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton is a pretty solid quarterback. Is he the greatest? No. But for a USC quarterback, he's pretty good. And he had a solid career. So sit him around. Yeah. Sit him behind Andy Dalton for the rest of the year. Get some development under you. Learn something, learn a thing or two, and then maybe next year we'll see what happens. I would keep Andy Dalton for the next 2 years. Actually, he's been playing pretty good. Chuba Hubbard, also their running back, Panthers running back, has also been playing pretty good too. If you play fantasy like I do, I got him on most of my league, and he's a pretty good running back, and he's been also doing pretty well since the benching of Bryce Young. So, but back to the Bengals. Like you said, Dom, their defense is horrible, but their offense is pretty good. Yeah, they lost Joe Mixon, but Zach Moss is a solid running back. He's been playing pretty good. Joe Burrow, even though you say he's overrated, Randy, I still think he's a pretty solid quarterback. He might be top 15. Jamar Chase, you're right. He might not be here next year, but since he's here now, he had a great game. And if he can continue to have games like that, he might not go nowhere. So I thought the Bengals were going to blow this team out because this was like their playoff win. You can't go 0-4 and make the playoffs. It was over. So if they would have lost that game, it was pretty much done. So I thought they were going to play desperate and blow them out, and they barely scraped by with a win. So I'm not impressed, but a win's a win. But let's see if they turn this around and, move forward and get some more W's under their belt.
Yeah, let's see what happens. And seeing what happens in the next game would be the Jaguars and Texans. The Jaguars absolutely had to have this one. Dom mentioned earlier that Doug Peterson and Zach Taylor are two guys that could be on the way out. I think Doug Peterson is already on a very, very hot seat because he has CK as his quarterback. That is Coach Killer. And he went cold in the second half and allowed CJ Stroud to do his thing. And the Texans scored late to win the game 24-20. They kind of dangled it out there. Two questions. Are the Texans back? And is Doug Peterson, what week is he going to be fired in?
Week 6.
We won't spend too much time on this game, but go ahead.
No,
I'll kick it off. No, I real quick, I just want to say that I'm no longer mad at Todd's Rams anymore for letting us win and throwing us out of the fucking Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. That guy, I really thought he was going to be good, but no, I think I definitely think the Texans are back. I think. I really think it's just gonna, it's gonna be their division. I mean, they're a good football team. Once they really start clicking, I think you're gonna see the real Houston Texans come alive. As far as Doug Peterson goes, it is the Jaguars. They are fucking known for doing stupid shit. I would say whenever their fucking bye is, I don't know.
Their bye is Sunday, the 24th of November.
Ooh, right around Thanksgiving. How about that fucking stuff, your turkey?
I'll say this. Looking at their schedule, they have Colts this week at home. Then they got the short end of the stick. They got to stay in London for 2 weeks. They got to play the Bears and then the Patriots. I think they wait until they come back to the States to fire.
Sounds about right.
He's got 3 weeks left. If he goes... in all intents and purposes.
Who they got next week?
They got the Colts this upcoming week, then the Bears and the Patriots.
They can lose both games.
I think they need to go 3-0 to legitimately keep them. They have to win 2 of the 3 to maybe hold them off to the bye week. If they lose all 3, then, dumpster fire, get rid of them.
Sounds about right. What you think, Matt?
I'm with you. I feel like if they go 0-6, he's done. They won't even wait until they get to the Patriots. So I think he's cooked after that. Are the Texans back? I don't know. For them to barely scrape by and win against the Jaguars team, it's not impressive. They did turn it on the heat in the second half, so I'll give them that. But I don't know. I think the team are watching them and kind of figured them out a little bit. They always say that sophomore slump. CJ Stroud is playing in the sophomore season. So he's not having the greatest sophomore year. So I don't know. I don't know if they're back just yet. They're on the verge, but I don't think they're back just yet. We'll see what happens.
Good take. Now that moves us on to a game that should have been fun and a shootout in the desert. Now, 2 weeks ago, before this game, you had some little midget over there in the desert tweet out just another day at the office when he beat up on the Los Angeles McVays. And I questioned that back then, thinking, when's he had another day at the office similar to that day at the office that he was bragging about? Well, the real midget came back last week against Detroit, And the real midget came back, the one that plays all those video games online, Call of Duty all day, as the Cardinals get blown out and embarrassed by what seems to be the best quarterback out of the draft, Jaden Daniels, for your Washington Woke. He destroyed him 42-14. What's more impressive, the video game played by the midget or the quarterback played by Daniels?
I think we can all agree on this one. It's the quarterback play of Daniels, because we know Kyler Murray has been inconsistent at best, and everybody knows this. Cliff Kingsbury, head coach at Arizona,
yes,
got bounced a couple years ago. Then goes
because of the midget.
Because of the midget, he then goes back to college.
I got time to say it.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna take this back. I'm gonna take it back.
You go so disrespectful.
Oh, take it back.
No,
That's on video, pal. You can't take it back.
I know.
Can't take it back, dog.
Instead of take back, let me clarify. I'm quoting Todd because the Niners play the Cardinals this week, so I'm not giving them any ammo to beat the Niners. When the Niners beat the Cardinals, then I will officially use it all the time. For now. So again, quoting, and then we'll move on. But I think Cliff Kingsbury, got bounced, goes back to college, gets his roots back of having a mobile quarterback, goes to the Commanders with what should have been the Dallas Cowboys head coach in Quinn. Let's be real. Instead of McCarthy. Becomes offensive coordinator and has the quarterback messiah that he wants. The Commanders were clear. If Caleb Williams fell, we were not taking him. It was Daniels or bust for the Commanders. And boy, it's paying off. He's mobile. He's high IQ. This was a get-right game for the Commanders in the sense of Cliff Kingsbury saying, screw you, Arizona. This is what I could have done if you had a better quarterback than Kyler Murray.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I'm on that Commanders bandwagon. I'm gonna use their name. I'll put a little respect on their time.
I can't do that, but go ahead.
Real quick, Dom, you make sure you get on it in the morning. Scary Terry McLaurin right here. I'm in the waiver wire. I'm number 1. All right, don't forget that.
You may take
I
him.
I also want to run this by you fellas real quick. I made this trade in fantasy, and I think I'm going to win a championship, especially now that I got Scary Terry coming to the team. Traded old Brees Hall, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Lamar Jackson for James Cook and Jaden Daniels. Super Bowl.
That's actually a pretty good trade. I ain't gonna lie, that's a pretty good trade.
Strategy.
I'll give you that one right there. That's a pretty good trade.
I'm winning the fucking championship. Dom's scared as fuck. Dom's scared as fuck. Look at him.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown and James Cook. I feel Amon-Ra is the better player, but there's a lot of components on the running side for Detroit. I've never been a Lamar Jackson fan. So at the end of the day, I'm the league manager. I could have vetoed the trade, but I say, you know what? I'm going to let Randy have this one.
That's right.
Solid right back.
I'd have been pissed if you'd have beat it. I would have benched everybody like I quit.
Yeah. That's a pretty good trade. I gotta put some respect on the Commanders. I think I picked Arizona to win. I have faith in Kyler Murray. I didn't think the Commanders were as good as they were, but an impressive win like that, was it 45-10?
42-14.
42-14. I'm sorry, yeah, 42-14. Like you said, Cliff Kingsbury got his revenge. That was a really impressive game. I got to admit, I'm not really a big Washington hater. I mean, I hate the Eagles and the Giants more than I do Washington, even though that rivalry between Cowboys is more history to it. So I don't like them, but I got to give them credit. Jaden Daniels looks like the better quarterback this year. He's been playing phenomenal. Dan Quinn has turned his team around 100%. And I'm happy for him, former Cowboys defensive coordinator. So I'm happy for him. Yeah. I don't know if the Commanders can continue on this hot streak, but I do believe they'll continue to get better as the season progresses. So give Commanders credit. Definitely impressed with Jaden Daniels. I'm never picking Arizona again. That's two games in a row. They let me down. Screw you guys.
The only way I do and go for the Cardinals is if, or the recards as I like to call them, is if they find the yellow brick road. But we know that will never happen.
You know what?
Maddie said it wasn't going to continue. So
Yeah.
Maddie said it wasn't going to continue. So Washington going undefeated the rest of the year confirmed.
Stop it.
Well, the Niners fan checks in, and lo and behold, we're on the Niners. Niners took on the Patriots at Jordache Stadium in Santa Clara.
This was an ugly game.
And the Niners won straight up 30-13. This was probably, if we had a category for most predictable games of the week, this was as advertised. The Patriots did absolutely nothing on offense. Defense held it together for a tad bit, but Purdy looked like Purdy. The offense looked like the offense, and the defense did defensive things. Impressive, not impressive. Niners back, or they're still cursed.
In my opinion,
you go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll go my team first just to set the tone here for a minute.
Let's go.
This was a very prototypical get right week. If the Niners lose to New England, we got a lot of problems. But offense played pretty well. They should have been better with red zone efficiency instead of kicking field goals. You got to get touchdowns. That's the only key to this Niners offense that I'm struggling with right now. Defensively, there are some gaps, a lot of injuries, but people need to put respect. Fred Warner is the defensive player of the year right now.
I'll give you that.
Sacks, interceptions, the elite defense that he puts on opposing teams, wide receivers, and a lot of things he does on the defensive front. Fred Warner, the tenacity, everything, every category, this guy's defensive player of the year worthy. Special teams are a nightmare right now. God help us. We might have the worst special teams unit in football right now, and that says a lot. So that's got to be fixed up, but this was a get-right week, and my favorite stat of them all, Brock Purdy. Gotta love him. Randy and I, we talked about it last year at nauseum, and it was the best thing possible. His last 20 games, he is the best quarterback in the NFL in these categories. Tied for the best record, passing yards, touchdown to interception ratio, passer rating, and yards per attempt. Who is second on that list? Patrick Mahomes. Shut up. Put some respect on Brock Purdy's name. I don't care if you like the Niners or don't like the Niners. We're all stats people, right? We all like, stats don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie right now. And 14-6, 5,000 over 5,400 passing yards, 36 touchdowns to 13 interceptions, a 111.3 passer rating, and 9.6 yards per pass. This is not a short-change system quarterback.
Let me tell you. The fucking Niners,
what you got to say, Randy?
They are trash. Who gives up 13 points to fucking New? No, I'm just kidding. No, hey, I don't even think that was the best the Niners can play. I think they're still down a couple of players, right, Dom?
Yeah.
Other than Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey's out. Ricky Pearsall's coming back, the guy that got shot. I can't believe I have to say that. That's incredible. Ufunga's our secondary safety. We have Ufunga and a couple other guys out. We did get Deebo Samuel back ahead of schedule and Kittle. So I'd say we're 50-50 right now on some injury notes, but still there's a lot to work with the new D coordinator.
So, I mean, like I said, you getting those guys back, maybe they'll knock a little rust off or whatever, kind of get back in the groove of things. Niners aren't, completely fully healthy. We might not even see Christian McCaffrey back. And I don't think they're even gotten started yet. When they start clicking, watch out. So this is one of those games in the right direction. Just don't be giving up 13 points to teams like New England. All right, come on, man.
We'll try.
But good win. Good win. Thank you for that win, though, because the whole AFC East lost, and I needed that fucking shit.
Yeah.
I am pleased.
That's true. The whole AFC did lose. That's crazy.
If Randy's depending on the Patriots to lose, that's bad signs. But go ahead, Matt.
Look, Randy did say something. The Niners didn't play their best game, but they didn't have to. Come on now. It's the Patriots. Everyone's predicting this to win. But Dom's right. This was the perfect get-right game. And you win by multiple points. 30-13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 30-13.
30-13. Give them credit. they Purdy, he's a good quarterback. As much as I hate the Niners, because our rivalry goes from way back when, I got to admit, Purdy is a solid, good quarterback. And the numbers don't lie, what Dom just said. So whether you hate the team or not, whether you hate Purdy or not, you got to give him credit for credit's due. I'm just mad that Brandon Ayuk didn't get points, man. He screwed up my fantasy league. That's the only gripe I have against this, man.
He's still rusty.
Dude, he's been pretty rusty. He's been pretty rusty.
Training camp is the Trent Williams has said it the most. Best offensive linemen are one of the best in the league. He said that's 4 games in a row now. At halftime, he's gotten an IV because he's not, your body is not in that full head-to-head game shape, and the ramp-up period went from 0 to 100. That is extremely tough.
Current leader in drop passes, Brandon Ayuk.
Yep. I was just going to co-sign one thing. I will admit, Fred Warner, hey, I agree with you on that one. He's competing with
Todd, I want to know, as a Seahawks fan, what is your take on the Niners?
Niners they have a real padded schedule right now, but if we show up against you guys, watch out because your schedule gets tough after us. And I still think
you almost lost to New England.
I don't care. I'm not talking about my team. He asked my permission.
Give me my boots. It's getting deep in here.
I'm saying this as the moderator. I'm the Miley, whatever her name is.
Molly Karam.
Yeah, I'm that idiot on that station.
I guess I'm Shannon Sharp.
Hey, everybody, shut up! I gotta talk. No, I think it's like this. I think the Niners are cursed. I called it since week 1, dude. The Super Bowl hangover and the CMC signing with Madden on the cover. You double cursed your franchise. So I'm just saying, I'm looking for bigger and better things to happen to the 49ers. No offense, but that's coming from a Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
So just saying.
What are we going to talk about your team, Todd?
Oh, we'll get to my team. And the gloves are off. Dom can take as many shots as he wants because they deserve it.
It's all good.
So this moves us on to another coach killer in the name of, the abuser, Watson. This guy stays on the field, and is he going to get his coach fired or his GM fired for giving him that stupid-ass contract because they lost to the Raiders? As I predicted, you had the comeback from you have one bad game for Minshew, one good game, and guess what last week was? His good game. And the Raiders held on 20-16, beating the Cleveland Diddlers. Well, Watson's a diddler. 20-16. Guys, who is it going to be fired, the GM or the coach? Because the Browns are a mess right now, and they should be much better.
I'll start it off.
I mean, I don't go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I personally feel like the GM should be fired because he's the one who made that stupid signing in the first place. Look, they signed him for that huge contract, and at the time, that was the biggest contract in NFL. And yet he had nothing to prove. He was playing for the Titans. Come on now. So, no, I'm sorry, for the Texans. I'm sorry, he played for you. And ever since then, ever since he signed his contract, he's been playing mediocre at best. And, of course, the off-the-field issues did damper his play, and it is a distraction. I'm not making an excuse. But that was some time back, a couple of years ago. You need to adjust and move forward from that and play better. And he got weapons. He's got Amari Cooper. He's got Njoku. He's got he had at the time solid running backs last year in Chubbs and what's his name? I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, Kareem Hunt. So there's no excuse. And then Flacco comes in last year with the same team and turns this whole team into a playoff team. So it's like there's no excuse. So I want him to do good. I really do. But he's not doing really good. And for that, you got to blame the GM for that one, man. GM is the one who makes the decisions and signing and all that stuff. The owner just signs the checks. So you got to get rid of the GM first.
Yeah, I mean, I could see. I mean, would be the Browns thing to do, to fire somebody mid-season. I mean, the GM's put a decent squad together. I mean, on paper, I guess it's got to come down to coaching. I didn't really watch this game, the Raiders aren't a very good football team either. They're getting ready to ship off their receiver. But
hey, manifestation's a big thing.
You wish. You wish.
But no, I just
the Raiders have been in every game though this year, pretty much. I don't think they've been blown out this year.
Carolina.
Yeah, Raiders, they start slow and they end slow. I guess they just got lucky. They played a really poorly coached Browns team.
To me, it's
I know you're in there.
It's an easy call. Who made the deal for Deshaun Watson? The GM.
The GM.
How often in the NFL do GMs get fired in the season? Very rarely. So this would be an off-season type situation. Stefanski is the one guy that has kept the Browns relevant over the last couple of years in comparison to the years where they were complete and utter, no pun intended, dog water.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would put my earnest on the GM first, get a better quarterback. Deshaun Watson is not the guy. And they might look different because Amari Cooper could be on his way out. He's on the last year of a deal. He could be traded. Kansas City. Not that I want it there, but, Kansas City needs to stroke their hoo-ha, differently. And it's going to be Cooper. It's one of those situations where that team is going to look severely different next year. And the GM's probably going to be on his way out because there is no way in hell. I don't know what the contract remainder is for Deshaun Watson right now. I don't really think he's a starter in this league. Or if he is, you need to put a lot of pieces around him. But even if you put pieces, he's not consistent enough. I'll say that. It's not that his talent is not for this league. It's the inept consistency that he does not have. It's one game, 3 bad ones. One game, 3 bad ones. He's consistently good at being inconsistent.
Absolutely. Yep. Last thing I got on this real quick is that he runs when he should throw. He throws when he should runs, and he's erratic outside the pocket. He's a turnover machine. And also, the masseuses have gotten to his end zone more than he's gotten to the opponent's end zone. So I'm just saying, there is a problem in the back door.
You pay good money for the massages, Todd.
Right.
Thanks a lot. There's fucking like 5 dislike buttons right there. Jesus.
That backdoor button is going high tonight.
Where was my
happy ending? You stop that, Todd.
Randy, where was my drum roll on that one? I thought that was pretty damn creative. So anyway, speaking of Kareem Hunt, he was starting as the Chiefs running back. Yes, he was pulled off the scrap heap as the Chiefs came into Kansas City West to play in front of their home crowd in Los Angeles, as the Chiefs came from behind in a valiant effort by the Chargers, 17-10. Was this more of injuries plagued the Chiefs and kept it close, or the Chargers' Harbaughness to keep it close and be very competitive?
It was a combination of both. I think the Chargers, as I've said already, are not as bad as I thought they would be this year. Okay. What I do think they're going to struggle with this year is their offense. They really don't have that key wide receiver. It's a lot of young guys around Justin Herbert, and you've really seen Justin Herbert maybe not struggle, but there has been points he's not throwing for 300 yards a game where he had Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin.
But I told he was an elite and a superstar, though.
I never said he was an elite superstar.
I'm just saying that's what they fucking say on. That's what they fucking say.
That's what they
the
say.
Experts fucking say that, and I've been saying it for 2 fucking years. He's fucking mediocre as shit.
You're being very disrespectful, Randy.
No. I think with this, the offense that's surrounded him right now makes him a subpar mediocre quarterback. What the Chargers need to do is, if they can develop Johnson and McConkey and these young guys this year, and you go after at least one big fish wide receiver next year, then at least you can see some stretching and some development. And this is just like what Jim Harbaugh did to the 49ers when he came, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus years ago now. It's going to start off small but grow, and you're going to see within the next 2 or 3 off seasons some bigger name players coming to the Chargers. Typical Chiefs game, there was a couple calls, not as egregious maybe as some other weeks, but Patrick Mahomes taking out his own wide receiver's knee, there was absolutely no room for that type of headfirst dive into the defender who lost the ball, and it ends up being Rashid Rice's knee There is no way that happens. Yes, Randy.
I'm just saying I don't have much to say on this game. Again, didn't watch it. Don't fucking care. I hate both fucking teams really.
It's more the injury and the
my thing is
he out for the season?
If that was a fucking like, am I wrong? Did Patrick Mahomes not go low to the knee?
Yep.
Yes. He would.
I mean, if that was a quarterback and if that was Patty Mahomes, we're fucking flag. You know, the Chargers are suspended from the league for like 2 years. I mean, fuck, dude. I mean, how did he not get flagged? How is he not getting fined? Like he went low. He was intended to hit the guy down by his fucking knees, man, and he missed, and it cost him his fucking one of his superstars.
No, and remember Rashee Rice, he had the off-season issues where we thought he was going to get suspended for 4 games. So I'm not saying, no offense to, Taylor Swift, karma. I'm not saying karma's a bitch in that sense, but and I don't wish injury upon anybody. I don't care if you're the Chiefs or anybody else. Mm-hmm. But it's funny how it turned around in the sense if he was supposed to be suspended, they're still working on that case. He's now out for the year with an ACL tear, which means he'll probably be out. He should probably be ready for opening day next year, but still,
but by then he might be suspended.
You never know, but he is a key piece right now in this Chiefs offense. Now, I'm telling people out there that like to go to Vegas or put their bets out or whatever, don't endorse gambling. But if you're going to bet on anybody from the Chiefs this week on Monday Night Football at home against the Saints, put your money on Travis Kelce. They're at home. His girlfriend's going to be there. The offense is now going to go back in his hands. And I guarantee he has a Kelce game. 7 receptions, 90 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. Like if any time was to put money on it, Kelce's going to go back to being Kelce.
100%. 100%. Real quick, I'm not going to spend too much on this one. I honestly thought the Chargers wasn't going to be a great team this year. I thought it would take Harbaugh some time to get this team going. Herbert lost some of his key players in Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. He does have J.K. Dobbins, who had been playing pretty good running, but lately it's slowed down. Dom, you're right. Like he really doesn't have that key right receiver to throw to. But I'm not going to make that as an excuse because Josh Allen's doing the same thing, and you see what he's doing with his Bills. So I will just say this: Chiefs have a pretty soft schedule.
Shocking.
Yeah, it's pretty soft the last few games. And Chargers isn't that team that scares you. They can compete against you. And one bad play they could win, one bad play they could lose. So Chiefs just took advantage of a Chargers team who's still taking time to develop. I think Harbaugh in a couple of seasons will have that team definitely in the playoff and giving you a run for your money because I do believe in Justin Herbert. He's definitely a top 15 quarterback, unlike Randy up top over here. You're very disrespectful. You're so disrespectful, Randy.
Top 15.
Well, that was the last game of Sunday afternoon. That will move us on to the surprising game of the week, which was Bills-Ravens as we're finishing up week 4 here. The Baltimore Jekyll and Hydes, as I like to call them, one good game, one good bad game. Again, their offense looked fantastic. 24 carries, 199 yards for Derrick Henry. And then Josh Allen couldn't get out of his own way. He had a turnover. They had a couple turnovers on downs. The offense looked very stagnant in this game. Are the Ravens for real this time? And did the Bills show you who they really are, or was it an off game for them?
Honestly, I think this is kind of one of those things. Allen's every year he has a couple of games like this. He'll usually he'll have one, and then usually and this is not me bullshitting, and usually he'll have one against the Jets. The Jets defense gives him fucking fits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he'll usually outside of that will have a game like this, and Baltimore just happened to be at the right place at the right time and took advantage of it. That's just the way I look at this game. Baltimore may win that fucking division by default. I still don't have a lot of belief in all the other teams in that division, especially Cleveland. Steelers defense might carry them kind of far, but I don't know if they're a playoff team. like I said, Cincinnati, I think, is fucking overrated as hell. I mean, they barely just beat a fucking shitty Panthers team. But no, yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at.
To me, in the comments section, I'm looking, James, it took exactly what I wanted to say. Derrick Henry controlled that game, and it was an off game from Buffalo. I'm still not completely convinced that Baltimore is that legitimate. What did Lamar Jackson do that was special? It was Derrick Henry's night. First play from the drop, 87 yards to the house.
Yeah.
That was a Derrick Henry game. Whew. But if you're a Baltimore fan, that's why you got Derrick Henry to alleviate any pressure off the media against Lamar Jackson. So instead of him doing all the running and not being a quarterback, hand it off to Derrick Henry. And if that's what's going to get them to win games, stick to that plan. Have Lamar pass. You got Derrick Henry. That guy is a freaking statue. Yep. Like, that guy breathes in my direction and I disintegrate to dust. Like, that guy is nuts. Like, hand him the ball and you're going to win football games. So I think off game for Buffalo. They're playing much more relaxed without Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen is still a great quarterback. Now, the defense did take a hit. Von Miller suspended 4 games for personal conduct issues today. So that could change their defense up a little bit over the next couple of weeks. But I think it was just one of those games for each team. Good one for Baltimore, and watch them drop a shitty egg this week against whoever they're playing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. Do I think Baltimore turned the team around and they're going to be legit? I don't think so. I'm with you guys. I think it was just a bad game. Buffalo were due for a bad game, and they played against a pretty solid opponent and picked their best. This was the best time to play your bad game. The best time. I will say Derrick Henry is the modern day Marshawn Lynch, just bigger, because he's beast mode, man. Once he gets going, it's over. So I'm with you, Dom. Utilize Derrick Henry. He's not going to be that 30 down back anymore, running the ball 30 times, maybe 20 a game.
Right.
But that's all you need from him. And if you cut the throws for Lamar Jackson between 20 and 25 a game, I think that's the rest of formula for success for Baltimore if they continue to do that. If they just keep it in Lamar Jackson's hand, I don't know. Things, you can start off 0-2 like they did. But give them credit. I don't know if they have turned it completely around. We'll see what they do next week. But I just chalked that out as a bad game for the Bills, and I think they turn it back around next week.
Okay. So that was definitely the interesting game. Now, the game that everyone had their tits percolating over, and that was the Monday night game, Tennessee Titans versus the Miami Dolphins. The offense just could not get enough points going. I mean, this was just – if you love offense – listen to these numbers. Mason Rudolph came off the bench and went 9 for 17 with 85 yards. And then you had Tyler Huntley go 14 of 22 for 96 yards. So, I mean, if that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will. This game was boring as hell. I think the only drama, and it's unfortunate that these two teams don't play twice a year, because I thought, and this is the only question I'll pose to you guys, was that a dick move and unsportsmanlike by Pollard scoring that touchdown at the end, which helped Randy win, by the way? But that reminds me of a lot of that unwritten rule stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, fuck them. Remember when they ran the score up on the Broncos? Yeah, well, karma's a motherfucker, ain't it? You know what? Hey, didn't I say the Dolphins were going to be fucking shit this year? And that son bitch was one hit away from sending this team to third place. And now look at, they will not fucking recover. And Tua won't. I don't think he's going to come back right away and light it the fuck up. The Dolphins are mediocre as hell. The Titans, I mean, I think they can win some ball games with Mason Rudolph. He's not a turnover machine like fucking Levis is. And I don't think it sounds like Levis got really hurt in that game. They were talking about he was wheezing and pain at times.
He was shitting on the sidelines.
So, yeah, he might be out for a while. And, kind of like, I forget who we were talking about early. So, Flacco in Indianapolis, maybe for a couple of games or whatever. But, if I were Tennessee, like
By the way, Rudolph is chunked from Goonies, by the way. But go ahead.
Oh my God! No, I would just ride him as much as you can until he shows you can't do shit, and hopefully, and if Levis can play, then bring him back. But I mean, the Dolphins. I mean, to lose to Tennessee, like, yeah.
Now I'm on the bandwagon where it didn't bother me that they scored because they were 0-3. They needed a win. They needed something to feel good about. And if you're playing in that much of a suck fest on a double slate of Monday night games where people are definitely watching Detroit and Seattle and not Miami and Tennessee, they just needed something to feel good about. And maybe the Las Vegas odd makers were in their ear a little bit saying you need a score. You know, the script says maybe they needed a score.
Randy needs a win, so
Randy needed a win, and if that's how it has to be, I can't complain. But
I told him to do that, guys. You know, I even told him to Levis. Yeah. I had to dethrone Don. It wasn't gonna fucking happen.
Randy's we cannot go with 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I know. It would be great. No, I think there was no unwritten rule. I think if it was two high-powered teams that were in playoff contention, if it was one of those type of games, and there was animosity, both of these teams are literally gasping for air at this point.
Yeah.
Remember, Tennessee beat Miami last year and kind of sent Miami in their little downward spiral. Although usually when Miami gets to December, they start collapsing anyways.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Dom. I don't think it was out of context or anything like that. It's not really a written rule like that is, and if like it is in NBA. It is, but it's not. And like Dom said, they needed something to give themselves, a little confident booster. They were 0-3 at the time. So, and Miami's done. They're cooked. Without Tua, they're pretty much done. So it didn't really matter. And it was okay. In my book, it was cool. It was former Cowboy, so I liked it. And it helped my fantasy. So I was cool with it too.
Well, let's move on to week 5 since there wasn't a second Monday night game this week.
Wait a minute.
Listen here, you sea chicken. Listen here, you sea chicken.
All right. Seahawks played the Lions. This game
was Todd go first.
This game was fun offensively because the first 3 weeks for me, the offense was pissing me off. They weren't creative. They didn't do things to help themselves out. They played into the defense's weaknesses, and they beat 3 mediocre quarterbacks. But then you're playing Detroit. You're on Monday night. They're wearing their new swag. They look good. And it got into a track meet, but I was just waiting like, hey, guys, time to play defense. Hey, guys, come on, play defense. And the excuse on the message boards, on the radio, I've listened to some podcasts, Seahawks, Locked On Seahawks, and they were like, injuries. But there was only one guy that spoke up and said there's no excuse for playing Olay defense. They missed tackles. Witherspoon was absolutely destroyed and trucked worse than on a Madden video game. Just listen to these stats real quick. 10 different wide receivers for the Seahawks caught passes. Geno Smith was 38 of 56, 395. That interception was thrown in garbage time. He played his ass off. Kenneth Walker, 80 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Metcalf played his ass off, was mugged 10 different times. They only called 2 penalties on it. And Jared Goff, what can I say? I've watched football all my life, and I've never seen I've seen a perfect quarterback rating, perfect QBR. I've never seen 18 out of 18, at least for a guy who started the game and finished the game. He was unstoppable. He could have threw with his left hand and still completed a pass. And the Lions, credit to them, offensively, they could not be stopped. This was a fun game up until the fourth quarter. That's all I got on this one as a very pissed off Seahawks fan. But I knew it, and I picked the Lions to win. I just didn't think it was going to be like this.
Yeah. I
don't have much to say. I didn't watch the game. I was.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm just saying I was focused on that Dolphins game. But I will say, shouldn't Kenneth Walker have had 4 touchdowns? Wasn't there one where he
No, Metcalf should have had 2, but they took his back.
Oh, was it Metcalf? Okay.
It was Metcalf, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the Seahawks, I mean, they got to get that defense figured out, man. I mean, it's there it is.
Yeah.
They had no pass rush in this game. 0.
No, I feel Seattle's defense ever since the Legion of Boom has been the Achilles heel of this franchise. And again, from somebody who's always opposed in the NFC West and a bunch of different things. I think overall, for Todd, for you as a Seahawks fan, is it healthy to have Geno Smith throw for 50 times a game?
No, it's not. But the one thing I did notice, they ran a hook and ladder play. They ran more creative screen plays. The running plays were nothing I've ever seen from Pete Carroll. So it looked like when the thing is, if you're going to get into a track meet with a team, you got to hope that the defense is ready for it too, because they were working Detroit and they were going no huddle, up tempo. Everything looked great. But when the defense stood out there, Goff had forever, and those receivers were creating big-time separation. So I think, look, I don't mind Geno throwing as much because he's actually making better decisions this year, but it's not a recipe.
Bro, anytime you're throwing 50-plus times a game, you fucked yourself somewhere along the line. That's way too much. That's
but the crazy thing is, Kenneth Walker, he performed well as the RB1. So I think maybe sometimes the game dictates, the outcome in that sense. It was a track meet. Both quarterbacks are throwing the ball in a bunch of different things. I just wonder, is that Seattle's game plan consistency of, we saw this on tape, or do they go back to their prototypical run first with Kenneth Walker now that he has a game back under his belt, he's healthy? Because again, you guys, I know I don't want to jump ahead, but you guys are going to play the Giants this week. Two very different schemes, Lions versus what you're going to see this week in the Giants.
I think you just need a healthier balance, because I think under Pete, you ran the ball too much. Yeah. So, and you got the receivers and the tight ends to go down the field. I think you're just going to have to balance it out and not necessarily do what you did against Detroit, but you got to throw the ball down the field. And if they hadn't done that in the first 3 weeks, so I would like to see a little bit more balance, and I think they'd be okay.
Satisfies. I got you.
I will say this. I give Seattle a little more credit. I didn't think they would keep competitive, have a competitive game for the first 3 quarters, like I said. So I give them credit. I actually picked Detroit to blow them out, but for them to stay in the game like they did, I give Seattle a little credit. They're not as bad as I thought they were.
Oh, geez. Here we go. They're a feisty team, bro. I still think
they're pretty feisty. They're going to compete in every game. So that was a good. Moral victory. I don't believe in that, but give Seattle credit. And I'm with Mario. I needed Metcalf to score in one of my other fantasy leagues. He let me down. That hurt. God damn it. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens next week.
Absolutely. And speaking of next week,
what we got?
Let's jump into it, because right now Dom's still 18 games.
What a sexy face.
Matt is laughing there in second place. I'm kind of frustrated in third, and then Randy's just like, look at me, I'm cocky in last place.
I'm the bronze butthole, baby.
If you've noticed, I've changed the color of the fourth. I've used a couple of shades of shit.
You need a couple flies down there.
Just a little, right there.
Are you picking the Jets this week, Randy?
Oh, we'll find out.
Here we go.
Let's move into rapid fire, people. This is what you're all waiting for. This is the picks. We're going to get it started here on Thursday. Thursday is going to be a good division matchup once again. It's the Red Hot Buccaneers, 3-1 going into Atlanta. This is a primetime game. Are you going to settle with Mayfield, or are you going to settle with the quarterback that struggles on the night games? And Atlanta is a 1.5-point favorite at home. 43.5 is your over/under. Let's go, Randy.
Who's wait. We're gonna go.
We got to go.
Todd.
We'll
go Todd, Matt, Dominic, and then me.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, Todd, you are on the clock.
Here we go, guys. So in this game, Baker Mayfield came off another good start, 3 out of 4. I think he continues. I think the Falcons keep it rather close, and it's going to come down to not Young Wei Koo winning the game, but whoever the hell the Buccaneers kicker is. I like the Bucs to escape Atlanta and stay in first place.
All right, Maddie.
I'm going to have to agree with Todd on this one. I like the Bucks to win this one. I don't know if it's going to come down to a field goal, but I do see Chris Godwin having a good game against Atlanta. They'll probably double Evans, and that'll leave Godwin open. So I give Bucks the win.
Dom.
Here we go. Baker Mayfield, comeback player of the year. He continues to stay hot. They have the weapons. They have the continuity. They have the rhythm. And I think Atlanta is still trying to figure things out here in week 5. Kirk Cousins, it could be a battle between quarterbacks, but at the end of the day, wave the flag for the Buccaneers.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here, but I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
Oh,
I got a feeling. I got a feeling about old Kirky Cuz on prime time. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it'll be high scoring. Give me the Falcons 31-30.
all right. So that'll move us to Sunday's game, as 3 out of 4 picked the Bucks. Sunday's game will be in London, England. This game only has the advantage for East Coasters who can wake up at 9 in the morning or Central Time at 8 in the morning. But on the West Coast, we're starting this game at 6:30 in the morning. The Vikings 4-0 hosting the Jets. Jets. $200 is the lowest ticket there in London, England. Minnesota is a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under is at 40.5. Let's go. I am going to sign the deed over to the Jets. I think the Jets get the job done because something tells me the Vikings are just due for a loss. I know the Vikings have started 6-0 at times. I just don't think this is the season it happens. No home field advantage, no skull. Gave me the Jets.
Sir Maddie.
What mom say when the pot's on the stove? Don't touch it because it's hot. Don't touch it because it's hot. Well, I'm picking the Vikings, man. They 4-0, man. Look, Jets. I feel for you, Randy. I really do. I want the Jets to do good this year, but they're just going to lose this game because this is a Sam Darnold revenge game. Let's go.
Sir Dominique.
Here we go. It's going to be a close game. It's like I want to say the Jets need a bounce back win, and Aaron Rodgers is going to take all that frustration and take it out. And the Jets defense is very good. But is it a Sam Darnold revenge game? Can they take the show on the road? I think by the slimmest of margins. I hate it, but
I'll live here what Randy got to say.
I love his face.
You know what? After watching that Vikings defense, I think Aaron Rodgers and company, because Aaron Rodgers has been owning the Vikings for a long time. I think he's going to do it again. He's going to kick the Vikings' ass. Sam Darnold coming back down to earth. So with that, give me the fucking Vikings.
I know what you're doing, Randy. I know what you're doing, Randy.
Bullshit.
I know what you're doing.
No more. I told
Randy's
you.
trying to
no more.
that.
Reverse psychology, man. Reverse psychology.
Reverse manifestation.
You goddamn right.
The lack of confidence in Dom's pick, his face was awesome. I love that.
Just pick opposite of Randy and you'll win.
Now for everyone's game of the week, you have the Carolina Panthers 1-3 going into the Bears to play Chicago in the Painted Nails. Tickets are $178 for this one. What
For
the
that
hell?
game?
You get a manager when you're in the seats.
Yeah, I guess so, man. 73 degrees, so the weather won't be a factor in this one. Let's go. So last year, every time I picked against the Panthers, well, I was 15-2. Last week, I took the Panthers, I think, in an upset, and this time I'm going to take them in an upset again. I think the Panthers win. I think they win straight up because of the poor play by one USC fight on quarterback.
Maddie.
Damn. Why'd you have to pick the Panthers, Todd? I didn't know why you had to pick. Hey, look, man. I was going to pick the Panthers. And I'm still going to pick the Panthers. I like Chuba Hubbard in this game to go for 2 touchdowns on the run for over 100 yards. Give me the Panthers.
Dumb.
after this game, there's going to be one man that's going to have a new nickname, and it's going to be called Slick Ginger. Andy Dalton and the Panthers. I took them last week. They broke my heart, but I think this is a game where Carolina can win. Give me the Panthers. I don't want to call it an upset. I think they're favored.
Oh,
okay. Randy, are you going to keep it in the family?
Yeah, I don't know if the Panthers winning would be an upset. I can't believe I'm about to fucking say this.
Yeah, there you go. Where were you at, Randy?
I'll never pick a quarterback that pays the snaps. Give me the fucking Panthers, baby.
You wasted 18 seconds to do it.
Hey, it's like everybody in college. They all do the reverse. You know, the Longhorns go low. Everybody's USC's fight on. Well, the Panthers are going to be like, bye-bye, Caleb.
Mario's reminding us right away.
We all picked to get the band last week. You stop that, Mario. You leave us alone, okay? God damn it, you got to be right one time.
Now moving on to the next game where tickets are actually lower than at Soldier Field. The Bengals are 1-3. They host the Ravens in yet again a must-win game. Can they avoid 0-3 at home? Baltimore is a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under is a very high 50.5. Let's go.
Go Todd.
I think in this game, and I want to pick the Ravens in this game. Need I say more? I want to pick the Ravens in this game. I think they're going to run the ball in this game, but there's something about this rivalry and something about the very need to win for the Bengals. And if they don't win this week, I'm not going to be on that Bengal train anymore. But give me the Bengals.
Mistake.
Yeah, I don't know what green grass you smoking on, Todd. I'm trying to tell you right now. I need a hit of that. Ain't no way in the world, Rick. Bengals beating the Ravens. Come on now. Give me the Ravens, man. There's no way. I want it to be a good game, but yeah, give me the Ravens. All the way.
Sir Dominic, what say you?
For all intents and purposes, I could see Cincinnati beating the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, heavily inconsistent. Bengals come out when there's a big-time game, if it's Baltimore, Buffalo, or Kansas City. But Derrick Henry, the Bull, runs through the Bengals in the jungle.
I don't need fucking 20 seconds for this shit. The Ravens are gonna whoop some ass. Give me the Ravens.
Okay.
Suck.
Easy.
No clock.
No clock needed, Randy.
Now, moving on. Now, this is by far the who gives a fuck game of the week due to injury and what else. It's the Miami Dolphins going into New England. Both teams are 1-3.
Miami Dolphins.
Weather is 65 degrees and cloudy. This is a pick'em game thanks to Vegas. They're like, who cares? Just pick a side. You might win. So the line is actually even. The over-under is 35.5. Go for it.
Go Todd.
This will be the only game this season where I say Jacoby Brissett is my quarterback to win. Give me Jacoby Brissett to beat that high ankle, whatever those high water pants that douchey coach of the Dolphins wears. Boy, is he a douche. That's just a face he'd like to punch.
Matt.
Be careful, Todd. He's half black.
I'm sure from the waist
I don't
down.
know who to pick. I ain't gonna lie, because I want Ramondre Stevenson to have a great game, but I also think Miami might win because they showed Tua a lot last week on national television, so that might be a sign. Damn it, I'm going with the Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Huntley's playing this week, bud. Go Dom.
This is going to be a game I'm going to side with Todd in this case. I'm going to go New England. I think Ramondre Stevenson runs through the Miami defense just like Tennessee did. Nothing special from Miami right now at the quarterback position. Jacoby Brissett's a little more savvy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be in agreement. I'm going with the Patriots. The fucking Dolphins suck. I mean, you watch McDaniels. He's more like McFrowniels because he was about ready to fucking cry last night, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Dolphins fans are ready to fucking just fire everybody and start over. So yeah, I think the D's gonna fucking Patriots.
Okay. I'm the only one who picked the Dolphins. I like it.
Yep.
Sucker.
Yeah, because there's not going to be much scoring in the end zone in that game. And, well, the end zone is where Watson likes it, and I don't think he's going to find it either.
Oh, my God.
Retread on that joke.
Man.
Thanks, guys. The Washington Woke are 3-1 as they host those Brownskis. Tickets going as low as $60. Washington is a 3.5-point favorite at home. Shoot it.
Go.
I think this is an easy call, dude. Give me the Woke. The Woke are taking advantage of those games in front of them. They're going to be 4-1 to start the season, which is pretty damn crazy.
Yep.
And the Browns are going to be a 1-4 due to the French tickler, the diddler, the butt tickler, whatever you want to call them.
No
the
Diddy.
massager, they're done.
All right, Matt.
I don't know, man. I feel like Washington might find a way to lose this game. I really do. I'm not going to pick them to lose, but it wouldn't surprise me if Browns did pull out.
This guy.
But yeah, I'm going with Washington. This should be a no-brainer. Love how I did.
All right, Mr. Champagne Problems.
When the Washington Redskins changed their name, it was because they wanted to be commando because they don't need any shit stains in their shorts or brown stains in their shorts. The Commanders with Daniels, the rookie of the year, beat the massager at his back.
You need 20 seconds, Randy?
Man, hell yeah. No, this is a no-brainer. I mean, the fucking Browns couldn't even they couldn't beat the Raiders, dude. I mean, the Browns suck. I said that a little bit ago. I mean, the Commanders, I mean, they got my fantasy quarterback. I'm winning a fantasy championship with them. Scary Terry McLaurin. Yeah, give me the fucking Commanders.
Carry.
All right, now this moves us on to a game that is still in the 10 o'clock hour. The Jaguars 0-4 host the Colts 2-2. Tickets going as low as $25. It's going to be rainy and sticky. 77 degrees. Jacksonville is a 3-point favorite. Shoot it.
Go.
I will say this. The coach killer did not make the playoffs in the WNBA, and I don't think he's going to make the playoffs in the NFL as well. But I got the Jaguars winning this week. I think as long as Richardson's a quarterback, I have been sour on him since he was drafted, and I will continue my sourness on Richardson. Give me the Jaguars to get that W.
Let's send Jacksonville.
All right, Matt.
ETN versus Jonathan Taylor, because both quarterbacks aren't going to be the factor in this game. But then again, Trevor Lawrence is a lot better than Richardson. So, coin flip. I'm going to go with the Jags.
So confident.
Yeah, I'm not confident. Yeah. I'm just going to pick them.
All right, what's your confident pick?
I am not confident because Jonathan Taylor has a mild high ankle sprain and probably is not going to play this week.
Better bench.
Oh, yeah, give me the
So that will change an entire situation for the Colts. If it is downpouring, give me Jacksonville. If it's not, Flacco's the hero. I'm not confident again, but just give me the Colts.
You're done. Shut up. You're 20 seconds over. That's not how we do that here. Once that buzzer goes, you shut up. Anyways, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, at home in the rain against a dome team. Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta be so rude, Randy.
Well, taking over my time.
Now there's a good game. This is one of the last Sunday morning games. The Buffalo Bills 3-1 go to Houston to take on the 3-1 Texans.
Is that a good game?
Do the Bills bounce back, or does Stroud just say, no, not in my house, like the Dikembe Mutombo, rest in peace?
Rest in peace, Dikembe.
Yes, sir. Although you did that to my Sonics, you were still an all-time great. Tickets going as low as 126 in this game. Buffalo is a slight 1-point favorite. Shoot it.
Go.
Dude, I want to pick the Texans so bad, and then I want to pick the Bills so bad.
I do.
I don't. This could go literally either way. So does Vegas thinking this one as well. I just don't like the Bills coming off that loss. Give me Houston at home.
All right, Maddie.
I'm with you, Todd. It could go either way. I'm leaning towards the Bills to bounce back, but I'm also leaning towards Houston to take care of home field advantage. Man, I really don't know. I'm just going to pick Houston just because they're home field. Yeah, give me Houston. Yeah, I got Houston.
Sir Dominic.
Give me Buffaloni. Give me the Bills to get back in this thing. The storyline in this game is going to be Stephon Diggs playing against his former team. And I think Josh Allen and this offense is going to want to show Stephon Diggs what he's missing and take the show on the road, get back in the win column. Josh Allen does business well.
I changed my mind. I'm picking any team Don picks. No. I'm playing.
No, you said Buffalo's a 1-point favorite?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with just pure quarterback play here and the better quarterback, and that's Josh Allen. Yeah, give me Buffalo. Close one, though.
All right, we're split down the middle on that one. That'll move us on to the first of only 4 afternoon games, and that would be featuring the Raiders in Denver. The Raiders are 3-point underdogs, 73 degrees and clear up in the Mile High City. Tickets going as low as $113. Let's start it out.
Hit it.
So Minshew goes one good game, one bad game, and so on and so on. I think he's due for a bad game, and I'm actually going to go with Bo Nix. I think the Broncos hold home court, and they win by a field goal or 2 in this one in an ugly game in a punt fest, but give me the Broncos.
All right, Matt.
Hey, the Broncos defense have been sneaky great this year when you look at it, man. So I got to give them credit. When you're looking at them games, their defense has really stepped up. I don't think Knicks wins this game, but I think Broncos find a way to win this game. Maybe a return fumble. Give me the Broncos.
All right, Dom.
Home field advantage is Denver. Denver in a divisional game, looking to go above 500. Denver coming off a big win against the Jets. Clearly, I'm saying Denver more than I am Vegas, so give me the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton getting the win at home with Bo Nix in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that I got to see front and center how good that Broncos defense is this past weekend, so I don't think the Raiders can hang with them. Plus, me and a guy at work got a 24-pack of sodas betted on this bad boy, so give me the Denver Broncos.
What kind of sodas?
Probably Coke Zeros.
Yeah.
I was going to say Cactus Coolers would be much better.
Some RCs, man.
They don't come in fucking zero sugar.
Oh, that sucks.
No.
Bastard.
All right, so the Cardinals go into Levi's Stadium to take on the Santa Clara 49ers. Tickets going as low as $78. This is the highest over-under at 7.5 points. 49.5 is the over-under. 69 degrees fitting up there in Frisco. It was sunny. Niners, Cardinals. Shoot it.
Well, we all know who you're picking, Todd.
No, you don't. No, you don't. How dare you? But just like Kyler Murray can't get on most amusement rides because he's not tall enough. Well, he's not tall enough to beat the 49ers either. I got the Niners in a complete and utter rout. They will easily cover.
Ooh. Did he pick who he thought he would, Matt?
Of course. He hates Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. I'm going to say this. I got Niners winning, but I don't know if it's going to be in a rout. Because, those divisional games do be competitive. If they do pull away, it might be in the fourth quarter. But I definitely got the Niners winning this game. Definitely.
All right, now I'm taking
Dominic's face.
This is a get right.
You already had a get right game, Dom.
We just had one of those.
This is a
stay
get
right.
right. No, this is get right part 2 for the special
Oh,
teams
Jesus.
and defense to continue doing what they have been doing. Finally pressuring the quarterback, get Kyler Murray into some problems. Bang, bang.
So you picked the Cardinals? We really got to train him with the fucking buzzard, I swear.
No,
Who did
to
you
his
pick?
to his credit, right there, he was talked over a couple times. I'll give him that.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I mean, yeah, Niners probably in a route.
Okay.
Oh.
I think it's easy to see that we have no faith in that.
I mean,
little
Cardinals
dude.
will get their points, but the 49ers are going to knock.
It's going to be closer than you think. You know those divisional games are good.
Not
Kyler
even-
Murray's hitting the fucking Call of Duty at halftime.
He's all sending the nuke. So the next game is going to be Green Bay West, because we all know the Rams do not possess a home game in their schedule, as they will be on the road again at SoFi, as the Rams are 1-3 hosts the Green Bay Packers. Tickets going as low as 176. This one's a little hard to get. I've seen tickets for $4,000 around
Holy
the 50-yard
balls.
line.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're charging a gang of money for this one. And despite that, the Packers are only a 3.5-point favorite, 47.5, a pretty high over under. Let's go.
Go.
I think this is a perfect get right game for the Green Bay Packers. I think they clean up a lot of what they did last week to contribute to that loss to the Vikings. I think the best thing that they got going for the Rams is the McVay time on the TV, but McFleur is going to be the real genius. I got the Packers by 10.
Wow. All right, man. What say you?
McVay does get right when it comes to these games where he's expected to lose. So I don't know, man. He might sneak a game plan and beat Green Bay. Just not this year. Give me Green Bay to win pretty easily and convincingly. Give me Green Bay.
All right, Dom. Do you agree?
The saying at Lambeau Field is always go Pack go. And they are going to go to LA, pack SoFi Stadium,
Oh, that's
and
going
go back to Green Bay with a dub. Give me the Packers in this game. And I agree with Todd. I'd say 10 points is fair.
I like that little synopsis.
What you got, Randy?
Packers.
Where's your timer?
That was his time
Don't
right
need
there.
Don't need it.
Now
Jordan
this
Love's
one,
back, baby. Woo!
oh yeah, he's going to dominate. So now on to my team. The Gigantes go into Seattle. The Gigantes are 1-3. Seattle fresh off a loss of playing only offense in arena football defense over there in Detroit. Tickets going as low as $73. The weather's going to be beautiful, 57 degrees and sunny. Seattle's a 6-point favorite. The over-under is 43.5. Shoot it.
10-point favorite.
Go.
Dude, that defense better play good and not fall back into Carroll ways and let the other team ball control, because the last time the Giants were there, they did it with Colt McCoy. Yes, Colt McCoy, and they beat us. So Seattle's got little revenge on their mind. Give me the Seahawks by at least a touchdown.
You know how long ago that was? Colt McCoy.
I still remember, damn it.
Tell him, Matt.
You still remember Tim Hasselbeck, don't you?
Sure do.
Oh man, this is a get right game for Seattle. They're not going to lose this one. If they lose this one, then I'm really concerned about Seattle. But come on, now, Daniel Jones, yeah, I'll pick Colt McCoy over him any day. Give me the Seattle.
All right, Dom.
Nah, I think this should be a get right game for the Seahawks. The biggest question is going to be their secondary against the two receivers for the Giants in Neighbors and Robinson. If they do not control both of those guys, it could be a little uncomfortable, kind of like the first 3 weeks for the Seahawks. And I think it will be uncomfortable, but the Seattle Seahawks will win.
Wow. Believe it or not,
Don't you do
I'm
it.
not trusting Seattle this week. I'm going to pick
Don't
the
you do
fucking
it.
Giants. There's something about I think they're going to reel from that loss against Detroit after getting pounded. And I think they take the L this week.
Oh,
the Giants.
Is it a home game?
it's in Seattle. It's in Seattle.
Oh yeah, it's Seattle for sure then.
I'm hoping it's a get right game, but I know it's gonna be a butt clincher either way. All right, so let's move on to the Peacock game of the week, and it's a throwback rivalry game. You can go in the time machine, pick out any kind of good game these two teams have played against each other. The Dallas Cowboys go into Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. 2-2 Cowboys, 3-1 Steelers, 71 degrees and a little cloudy. Pittsburgh is a 2.5-point favorite. Tickets going as low as $216. Shoot it.
Give it to us, Todd.
I like Pittsburgh. Sorry, Matt. Justin Fields. I don't know what it is about this guy. I don't think he's all that talented, but I really don't like Dak under pressure. And Dak is dacking off as we speak. Give me the Steelers to win this game. Sorry.
Oh, Matt, how do you follow up that disrespect?
How you gonna be so disrespectful like that, man? We've been boys since over 10 plus years, man.
I know.
You gonna really pick the Steelers over the Cowboys, man? Like
Sorry.
That? I'm gonna pick them too. I got the Steelers defense, man. Yeah, I don't trust Cowboys this year. I that defense, man. Steelers are gonna be there.
All right, Dom, are you in agreement?
You bastards. It's called America's team for a reason. And America's team is not the Cowboys. Give me Pittsburgh in this one. This is Pittsburgh's game to win. It's also their game to lose. At the same time, defense gets the job done. No Lawrence, no Parsons, no win for the Cowboys.
Ooh.
You ain't gotta say it like that, Dom. Damn.
Yeah.
Come on, Randy, spit it out.
Fuck, I don't know. Oh. God, I don't.
He's Will Levising on the sideline.
Fuck, Cowboys. Fuck.
We really love.
Wow, he had to wait till the final second right there. All right, so now
I'm changing my pick, but no, I'm sticking with the Steelers.
No, I take my bet. No, Steelers. Take it back. What? Yeah, I take it back. Steelers.
Is there take backsies?
After the review.
Fuck it, fine. Cowboys. Fuck you.
Yeah, he's Cowboys.
The pitch is in.
Yeah. The call on the field stands. It will not be reversed.
This isn't the Chiefs. Who do you think you are?
And speaking of the Chiefs, Monday Night Football for the NFL's queens of the stage. The Chiefs host the Saints. Saints 2-2, Chiefs 4-0. Chiefs are 5-point favorites, 75 degrees and clear under those Missouri skies. $135 is your cheapest ticket. So, with that being said, shoot it, Randy.
No.
I'm gonna pick against the goddamn Chiefs. I know Travis Kelce's gonna play his ass off. He did this week, but something tells me Derek Carr will channel that Fresno State, Oakland Raider, Las Vegas Raiders past, and he'll beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City.
Matt.
No. There's no way, Ty. Don't be so disrespectful to Kelsey and the Taylor Swift. Yeah, give me the Taylor Swifties and the Chiefs to win this one. There ain't no way the Saints gonna beat Kansas City. Give me the Chiefs.
All right, Dom.
My heart wants to go with Todd, and I hope in this lifetime for this Monday Night Football game, he is correct. But with the pick'ems at stake, I guess I'll just go with the Chiefs.
Okay.
I want to vomit with those Chiefs.
Go Chiefs, go.
Hold on. All right. Yeah.
Oh, and
No, I mean the Chiefs just haven't been. I mean, they're okay. I mean, they almost lost. I mean, it was close against the Los Angeles Chargers. I think I'm going to be in agreement with Todd. I think I'm going to go Saints on this one.
There you go.
Yeah.
2-2.
Do we need points for this game? Tiebreaker?
No, I changed my mind. I'm just kidding.
The buzzer sounded.
Yeah, let's go points. Let's get that on the record then. I'll start it off. I'll go points on this one. Give me 38.
Okay.
I'm going to go 44.
34. Wow. Yeah, okay, I'll go 10 less 34.
I'm gonna lie, I was going 50.
50. Okay.
I see a high scoring game in this one.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Well, at least there's no what's that called? That one show?
Price is Right.
There's no Price is Right taking the next point up. We're all separated. So
I know
we'll
you
see
guys
how it
do
goes.
that, and I'm like trying to tally it up. I'm like, oh, fucking motherfuckers. Hard. Who do I give it to? You almost got to do a point, but that's why I'm almost praying like, oh, somebody score.
Hell yeah.
So we covered a lot of games. We got rid of week 4. It's hard to believe we're now a quarter into the season, starting week 5 here with the NFL season coming up. Congratulations, boys, so far on your picks. Still dominating. We'll see how everything goes this week, if anything changes in the standings. And yeah, good luck on your picks. And any final thoughts, guys?
I'm like Robin Hood. I had to give to the needy and give Randy a victory here for his low pick'ems this week. I told Tony Pollard, go run into the end zone. Tennessee, do it. It's fine. I can survive. It's fine.
All right. Well, when I went 2 weeks in a row, we'll see what he says then. The referees did it. Let's get into some comments before we get. Or go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say this. I know I picked the Steelers, but in my heart, Cowboys gonna win.
Yeah, we'll do some comments.
Get in a few comments. This was a question that I had starred. This is for everybody, really. NFL should have a Tuesday night game instead of 2 games on Monday night. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Was that too much?
I don't think they'll ever do a Tuesday game because now you're giving teams less of a time going into the following week unless they have a bye week. I think the 2 games on a Monday night are completely stupid.
Yeah, I'm
in this sense. Unless like week 1, okay, maybe it's football's back. Give us something to go off of. Okay, cool. But in the middle of the season like this, no. Unless it's week 1 or playoff implications, get rid of 2 a week. Just do 1.
Yeah, I'm good with 1. For a Tuesday game, I don't know. I don't think it. I'm not used to it, so I don't know. Changes is always great, but I'm with Dom. I traditionally want the 1 game on Monday because you can't keep up with both games, especially if one sucks or they're both good at the same time. Yeah, it was hard for me to keep up with both games yesterday. So, yeah, I'm with 1 game on Monday. Save the rest of the week for Thursday.
Yeah, excuse me. I'm the same way. I miss it when it was just one game on Monday. It wasn't shit on Tuesday. It wasn't shit on Wednesday. It wasn't shit on Thursday or Friday. And then you didn't get another game till Sunday. Like, I honestly think football is getting a little oversaturated. That's just my opinion. And I don't expect anybody to agree with that shit, but I just miss the old days. And I know it'll never go back to that because of revenue, but yeah, I just miss this feels un-American, man. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, Monday night football is supposed to be like everyone waits for Monday night. It used to be like that in the back in the day, the Hank Williams and stuff like that. They had better matchups, it seemed. And the marquee game was always Monday night. You had your Sunday night overwatch with Sunday night football. But yeah, like I don't like what the NFL does towards the end of the season. They'll have a Saturday game or 2 in the final weeks. And it really, to me, it pisses me off as a consumer because if I'm paying for the ticket, you're taking more games off of my ticket to put on other stages, which sucks. And as far as the last thing I'll say, as far as Thursday, I hate Thursday night football for one reason, the fact that if you were able to somehow win that game, you have a really good advantage for the next week because you have 11 days off. You should have a week off prior to that too, or have a bye week before that, because I think it's risking so much going from a Sunday night game into a Thursday.
Yeah. And the NFL is still
Yeah.
going to be in this 2-game week. This week, Chiefs Saints, the only Monday night game. Following or 2 weeks, I believe, from now, let me see. Yeah, week 6, it's Bills Jets. Week 7, back to the 2-game format. Ravens Bucks, and then Chargers Cardinals. So it's happening periodically through the year now. It's not just one time a year. It's consistent.
It's all about the dinero.
Yeah, it used to be, the opening weekend, it was only the 2 games.
Or week 2, like very early in the season, but now it's cultivated more.
Josh, I would leave the Steelers defense, man. Cowboys ain't doing nothing against you. But I did pick up the Broncos defense in fantasy. I'm just reading Joshua's comments.
Shout out to Mario. He would have beat all of us. He had 12
Shout out
picks.
to Mario,
12
man.
wins in the picks.
Yeah.
Damn.
Mario, either send your go to the One Jets Pod Instagram page if you're not, give us a follow, or if not, send Todd your picks every week, and along with Mateo. I think he's going to play along with this, and we'll read them. We'll shout you out here, and just play along with this.
Yeah, send them
Instagram,
over to Randy,
Twitter, and YouTube.
Shout out to Dano Jets. He says Jets 30, Vikings 23. I like that.
Yeah, smoking some Dano Pac-Man.
Take him.
How do you get him off a hot streak? Take him across the globe. I like that.
That is a good idea.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Joshua,
I'm trying to see if there's any other questions involved here.
I would say with Joshua's question, he said about I would take the Broncos defense since they're playing the Raiders, because you never know, Dak could go off even as good as the Steelers are on defense.
Good.
There's a chance.
Oh, Dom, Mateo wanted to ask you if Brock Purdy is a franchise quarterback.
Oh, yes.
Of course, Dom's going to say yes.
No. Hey, what do I always say? Numbers don't lie. Last 20 games, he's better than Patrick Mahomes. And I know that's a small sample size, but look what he's accomplished.
If you had to start a franchise, number 1 pick, who are you taking? Any quarterback? You picking Brock Purdy?
Like, are we talking like current NFL quarterbacks or like any quarterback ever?
No, current quarterback. Current quarterback.
No, I probably honestly, if I'm starting an NFL franchise and I could pick one current quarterback, Josh Allen would be who I'm taking overall.
Really?
I would take Josh Allen, dual threat quarterback. That's what the league is entailing right now.
He should be a 2-time MVP.
Yeah.
Over Patrick Mahomes.
I would.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would look at it this way, guys. If you can take a quarterback and just put him on another team, like say for instance, you put Brock Purdy on Cleveland, could he make Cleveland a winner? Could you put what is it called?
I could got Amari Cooper over there.
Could you put Lamar on the Rams, make him a winner? I mean, if you can put in your mind, picture these quarterbacks going to different spots and still getting them or over the hump, then I think they're elite and you could start those quarterbacks.
Leave your comments, guys.
I don't think Lamar could go to LA
because your quarterback.
Because I don't think you could take Geno Smith and take him on another team. I think he just fell in the right spot.
Same thing with Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. I think
I would pick Patrick Mahomes, me personally.
Patrick Mahomes is a pocket passer. He has escapism ability, but he is not a dual threat quarterback. You do not see him running like Lamar and Josh Allen. Not to the level of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Daniels is going to be running more as he gets deeper into this league as a rookie. Mahomes is a passer. I have him pass first. He's on the running ability. He is tier 2. He is tier 2 amongst a mobile rushing quarterback.
Are you putting in the same ballpark as a Dak Prescott?
I think Dak Prescott's lower. You never see Dak Prescott run anymore.
He used to, ever since he got his ankle jacked up.
I think Patrick Mahomes is a mobile quarterback that has escapism ability to extend a play, almost like Aaron Rodgers' ability back in the day when he was with the Packers. He would escape, create the play. And I think I see Brock Purdy have that. He has that escapism ability, and he can run 20 to 30 yards a game to get that extra first down for 7 yards. He has that escapism ability which keeps him, I think, in that tier 2 category of a rushing quarterback. He's not a Josh Allen, but boy, he can throw a deep ball and he can be very precise with that passing.
He's very precise. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He's very precise.
All right, Todd. I think you let Mario down because I don't remember you mentioned any Steve Largent. What happened?
No, I didn't. I think he was. Look, our receivers are good, but we don't have to go back to Steve Largent days. I think if we're going to talk Kenny Easley for defense and Cortez Kennedy, I'd like to bring those guys back. They would have made a stop on Sunday night or Monday night.
There you go. All right. Here's a question. I guess more for Dom, but we'll keep it on.
More Purdy love from Mateo.
Yeah. Purdy over under 300. I guess it's for everybody. Over under 300 yards passing.
Against who you guys playing this week, though?
Arizona.
300.
Honestly, the Niners, you know them. They love to run the football. Mason leads the NFL in rushing yards this year. He had over 120 this week with a touchdown. I can see them feeding the ball, and I can see now that Debo has a game under his belt after missing the Rams game. They can do some trickery, pass around, juggle the ball around to get prepped for the following short week Thursday against Seattle. I think Brock Purdy gets close to 300 this week. I don't think he gets it because the Niners love to run the ball. I think he's in the 260 to 285 range.
I don't know. If it's competitive, like most rival divisional games, I think he gets 300. Now, if they blow him out like you guys think they are in the first half, yeah, it's done. He's 250 at the most.
He does have the full assortment of the Niners offense. Mason, Samuel, Jennings, Ayuk, if he doesn't drop balls, and George Kittle. So everybody is there. Everybody's there. And so it could happen. It's very well intent. But
he's capable. I was going to say, if he throws a deep ball in the first half, like let's say a 70-yard bomb to Ayuk, which I hope happens, I really do, then, yeah, it's going to be a Purdy game. You like what I did there? A Purdy game?
Hey, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
It's something, Todd.
Todd's like, I'm going to have to hear that shit on Thursday Night Football in a week and a half. I got to hold it.
Niner fans be like, that boy's Purdy.
Hi, Mom. I'm pretty good on the
All right.
Niners. Hi, Mom.
That guy, Purdy.
Anything else before we get on out of here?
Yeah, I think that's it for me. I got to take a leap. Hold it in. I ain't going to lie.
All right, well.
I'll just say this. I'm calling it right now. That award right there for weekly top picker is going to have Todd Fox under it.
The Daddy Yaws.
Just saying.
Daddy Oz. Yep. I'm going on a win streak here.
You guys
watch me fucking up. I fucked around and accidentally picked the Cowboys, and that's going to help me win. You watch.
I hope you're right, Randy.
You bitches can vote over the weekly awards, but when the end of season chain comes back to champagne problems.
You know what? I'm glad you got the weekly event. God damn it. Get your job, Randy. I'm glad we took Dom off of it. He was on a hot streak, man. God damn it.
You're welcome. Real quick, before we get on out of here, I'll throw this up. You guys should have a live event at Nobles.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Dude, Randy, if you can ever come down, if we did like a Sunday night watch party or a Monday night thing down here, that'd be dope.
You goddamn right.
Yeah.
Because then we could sum up the games during the game, and then we could have our picks, and then comment on that Monday night game.
Yeah,
I like Mario, man. Mario's the truth. He comments every game. He's live every episode. Mario.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you, brother. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, everybody. Mateo. Joshua.
Hey, now that the Angels are over, we get to enjoy this without any bitterness.
Yeah, damn right.
Yes, that's right. We'll pick up right where you leave off. Join us here every Tuesday, 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Central. If you're new here, even if you're not and you haven't yet, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that bell notification so you're notified every time we go live again. Every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock Eastern. On behalf of Maddie, Dominic, Todd, and myself, y'all take care, and we'll see you down the road. We'll see you next week.